What's up, party people? Let's see who's in here. Philly Flipper, you gotta be tired, bro. Selling all those fishing lures. What's up, my main man? Huh?
I think he's gonna meet up with us tomorrow.
Philly, you're running tomorrow, right, brother? Rip Run in the house. All right, let's see who's in here, guys. We're waiting for the dog to go out. My main man, Billy. I love discounts. You know we love you. Hey, guys, I love discounts. If you want to buy green beans to support the community and other stuff, it's not just green beans, but it's the easiest thing for me to buy because it's the quickest thing for me to find in their buy it now. So let's see. Shell, appreciate you. Simply Treasures. We bought it. Just talked to you today. Philly, you're done. Hey, you gotta let us know if you're coming back through Jacksonville if you're not too tired, man. Let's grab lunch. Tara Lynn, oh, she got kicked off the podcast, guys. Hey, there's a quick update. Quick update. I gotta stop the music. This is an important announcement. I have to take my hat off for this one. We had a marital dispute today, and I won. Okay? So she's no longer allowed on the podcast. It's just me. You guys are gonna have to just listen to me talking shit. So sorry, guys. You know, Tara Lynn, don't do that. I still need your support. All right, let's see what we got, guys. We got a good one lined up today. So before we get into it, you know, our little 6-pound dog doesn't want anything all day long except when we go live. Oh boy. All right, guys, listen. First of all, welcome in. We appreciate you. BeeSquared BuzzChat for the first timers, and for the non-first timers. We got TuckersTreasures on today, guys. So you're gonna want to hear this story if you haven't heard already, which I don't think a lot of people have.
Heard what?
Okay, hold on. We're gonna wait for her to get caught up to speed.
I gotta get William meeting with this person, so that's why I'm just doing
Guys, she has our son meeting strange people to do local pickup. That's the kind of parent you're dealing with. That's why she almost got kicked off the podcast, but we'll let her back on. So, all right. There's a couple things you guys are going to know. First of all, I don't know what's first of all. All right, let's do a quick update. Tomorrow, we have our Pokemon show.
Stop. I have to take care of this real quick. Sorry. I had to take care of that real quick.
Tomorrow, we have our Pokemon show. So
hi, Shelby.
If you are into Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and comics, it's going to be tomorrow. I don't know what time it is, but check our show schedule. First and foremost. And guys, do us a favor, please. This is kind of our update. Our mod appreciation show.
Yeah, that's our big announcement, really. Ooh. Okay. Get my act together.
Our mod appreciation shows on 6/20. I have no idea what day that is. Just know it's on 6/20 if you check our show schedule. Guys, we love our mods. And if you don't know, we are doing an appreciation show where we are giving a very large portion of the show back to our mods as a way of saying thank you, because I'm terrible at saying thank you most of the time. I just forget. It's not that I don't appreciate it, just forget. So that's on 6/20, guys. So you guys please bookmark that show, because that is to support the people that support us, which we love our mods. Thank you so much. That's the thing you got to do, right? Isn't there 2 ways to do it?
No.
Yes, there is. I've seen people do it a different way.
What other way is there?
I don't know.
It's heart.
All right.
And then I don't know how else to do it. Is there another way?
So, if you guys didn't see,
we bought it, did it?
Yesterday we had a little quick pop-up. So I'm sorry for the bad video.
That wasn't yesterday. It was the day before yesterday.
That was yesterday.
That was the day before yesterday.
That was absolutely yesterday.
Yesterday was Monday.
Yesterday was not.
Wednesday. We did that on Tuesday night. Tuesday night, we did that.
Picking 925?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the one item thing that we did.
You done?
The one item show.
You done? Holy shit. Guys, can we start a petition to get her off the show,
Just
please?
give in, Bill.
Guys, start a petition to get her off the show. We did a quick pop-up. We went out. I'm not even going to tell you what we're doing. But somehow I got distracted from doing what I was supposed to do. Picking 925. If someone could please pin Picking 925 in the chat.
Hi, Ray. That's Ray, right? Firehouse Toys is Ray, right?
Yeah, Firehouse Toys.
Yeah.
Which he owes me a favor now.
He does.
Picking 925. Bought a unit. Manager special.
Yes.
Manager special. This is the third manager special that have been bangers. And it had to.
You might want to stop saying that. Maybe we're on to something. Don't tell anybody the shtick. Don't tell anyone the secret.
That's greedy. That's pure greed right there. So they bought a crazy unit. They invited me out to buy some comics, and while we were picking the unit, they found a bunch of vintage Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh 1996 in the packs, structured deck, brand new boxes, craziness. So I exchanged labor for a discounted rate on some of the stuff I bought. So I want to give Pickin' 925 a shout out for selling me crazy stuff because
Tara.
most people wouldn't have done that. So I want to give them a shout out.
Hi, Amanda. Amanda's in the chat.
Amanda, what's happening? So
miss you, girl. Oh, Tara, look. Tara, look. Can you see this? Can you see? See what's in here? See what's in our hive?
So,
oh, isn't that cute?
So tomorrow we will have Yu-Gi-Oh! Courtesy of Pickin' 925, local seller here, by the way. Great seller, and they've been finding some bangers. So anyhow, don't sleep on manager specials. Yes, I don't know how many. That's the third time in a row. So FYI, what you got?
Steph was saying that just Bill was telling us manager specials are trash. Then went 3 for 3.
I know.
What a crapper.
Listen, I'm just saying, don't sleep. All right, guys. So tomorrow's show, just so you know, back to the Pokemon, because this is important if you are a reseller or if you collect. I decided to keep originally an entire base set 2 from the Minty Pokemon collection. You guys remember that. And if you weren't part of the show, we got the craziest Minty collection of Pokemon. We've sold basically everything except one base set 2 that I was keeping. I have now decided that I don't want it. So I'm selling it tomorrow as well, some other stuff. So make sure you're part of the show tomorrow. And then again, guys, please bookmark the 620 show for our mod appreciation. That's going to be super cool. All right, now let's see what I missed in the chat. So if I missed anyone, XYZ, what's happening? Sudden Seller, haven't seen you in a minute. Rip Run, of course. Appreciate you, man. We bought it. Got some crazy stuff. Natural State of High. Love you, Simply Measures. I love discounts.
Mama Ortez is in here too.
Mom Ortez, appreciate you. Stuff, appreciate you.
So We Buy said that they're going to start buying pallets.
Yes. Yeah. Anybody have any reputable pallet sellers?
Did you really just ask that question? That's like such a question you're not supposed to ask.
No, there's some people and whatnot that sell pallets.
Oh, where?
That's the reason why I'm asking.
Yeah, but you know how everybody's like, dude, I'm not going to tell you my source. I'm not going to. And you
straight
up just ask for.
They sell on Whatnot. They sell pallets on Whatnot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
This is not Whatnot for resellers.
Gotcha.
Where I'm asking you where you get your gold bars from. All right. So anybody that is bought from a reputable pallet seller on Whatnot, if you don't mind sharing in the chat, and if you also don't mind sharing where you get your valuables from, since we're on that. Okay. So Tucker's Treasure. We actually, do we meet Tucker through Facebook?
No, Tucker was one of our original customers.
Okay.
Original buyers as soon as we started.
Okay, guys, Crazy story going from golf balls, fishing golf balls out of a lake. We're not going to tell the whole story to $1 million business. You're going to want to hear. And great family, crazy family, great family. We love them. They're going to be on at the top of the hour.
We have mail time today for you guys too.
Oh yeah, we got some mail time.
I know last time we didn't get to it. We are going to get to it today.
And House of Coop, what's up? Appreciate you stopping in.
House of Coop in? House of Coop, we got to get you on too.
Yeah, House of Coop, we got to get them on so they can tell us how they went from 2 people in their chat to 250,000 people every time they go live. They put on a good show. Another local, not local, but local to the state of Florida. House of Coup, appreciate you stopping in and saying hi. So before we get Tucker, is it going to be Mom or is it just going to be Ryan?
I don't know.
Okay, we don't know. We never know. We don't know anything. So if you guys, last week with Corey Man X was a great show. Thank you guys for tuning in. And next week it's undecided, right?
It is undecided, but I have a couple in the works. There were some scheduling issues.
We had early bird lined up.
A little bit of scheduling conflict with a couple people. We're going to work it out.
Yeah, but
either way, we're going to have someone on that's going to be great.
Okay.
Full of information for you guys.
So that being said, two things. We don't know who's going to be on next week, but we have a lot of people that want to be on. So thank you guys for taking the time to share with us and share your time. But anybody in the chat, is there anybody in particular that you would like to see us have on the show? Please just go ahead and put it in the chat. Anyone in particular? So here's what we're looking for. We are looking to bring on people that, it doesn't matter how big or how small or how intermediate, we want unique stories. We want people that have grown their channel in a very quick fashion, people that do unique stuff.
Shelby.
People that have gone from like obscure, and I say obscure, like newer sellers, and they found something that made their channel amazing. And then you can see the results. We want to talk to those people. And the reason why we want to talk to those people is because you, the audience, you want to know that, right? You want to know how someone went from small to medium, medium to large, or small to large. But one of the biggest challenges that we talk about on this platform is growing your channel, right? So we're still trying to grow our channel. So we want to hear as much as you do. So if there's anyone in particular that, thank you. So,
or any topic.
Guys.
Also.
Does anybody want to see an ice machine smash live on camera? Anyone? I just need one yes in the chat.
Stop messing with my ice.
We have an ice machine. We have an ice machine. She is an iceaholic. Anybody else an iceaholic?
Rip Run said yes.
This machine runs 15 hours a day.
Ice. It's the Nuggy Ice.
It's the Nuggy Ice.
It's the Nuggy Ice. Yes, we will get Double D on too. Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, Double D.
Absolutely.
We got Double D on. So.
They're friends of ours, as you guys know. They're here in Jacksonville too. They're local. Mama Ortez, aren't they amazing?
So guys, please let us know who you want on the show, and we will try to smoosh them onto the show. Okay, so let us know in the chat. My chat's not updating for some reason. Is yours?
Yeah.
Okay. Something's going on with my computer, but the bottom line is...
You want to put this in the middle? So you can see it?
Malcolm in the middle? Okay, so just let us know. Okay, now, what time is it? 5:43. So Tucker comes on in what, 7 minutes?
5:50-ish.
5:50, okay.
Yeah.
So, quick update, guys. So we talked about the Mod Appreciation Show. By the way, public service announcement, try the best that you can if you're ever invited to a raid train. We love raid trains. You guys probably know that. Don't do them back to back. Okay? Don't, as an example, don't do a raid train, let's say Sunday at, let's say 7 o'clock in the evening. Okay? And then turn right back around Monday morning at 10 o'clock and run another raid train. Try not to do that. Just a public service announcement.
But we always do.
Okay, I don't know why.
We always do.
Don't know why that happened. So, all right. Couple things I wanted to touch on, and anything that Miss Nita has as well. In the chat, okay, I guess I'm updating now. Do you see Crafty Fairies now?
Yep, Crafty's there. She's there.
In the chat, please let us know. This is super important, right? So we're switching gears.
Do you want me to do a poll? Is this a yes or no question?
No.
Or you want like an idea?
Some feedback.
Okay. He's looking for ideas, guys.
In the chat, let us know.
Miss Big Papa Pop!
How do you check for failed payments?
Oh God, yes. I've been wanting to do this forever.
Stealing ideas, man. You know what time and energy.
No, see, before I saw help. Well, we can say it.
You know what you are? You're a bandwagon rider.
It doesn't matter.
Guys, in the chat, please let us know how you check for failed payments. I'm interested to know. Stuff says look at sold. Just search the order. Well, we got to be a little more specific. What does that mean? Just search the order. So in other words, if you were instructing someone how to do it in the quick and the most efficient way possible, how are you guys checking for failed payments?
Corey!
Corey, what's up, my
in
man?
the house. Corey Maddox in the house.
Corey, have you figured out your name yet? Because if you haven't,
I don't even know my name.
don't forget, we still know people in the industry. We can get that song done. I think you're sleeping, bro. You're too busy working on this other shit.
Eric Clapton in the house.
We could be getting.
Song is complete.
We can be getting royalties right now. You're sleeping. All right, guys, in the chat, how do you check for failed payments? This is important.
Well, are you asking how do you check for failed payments, or are you asking if you're at the end of your shipping and you've sorted everything out and you've got an item and you don't understand whose it is? What scenario are you talking about here?
Well, that's one of them.
That's the scenario.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you go to ship.
Right, so you find yourself at the end of your show, you are putting your items together to ship, and magically shit is popping up, or you can't find where it goes, or you know that someone bought something, but now you have extra items left over, and you're running around going, who does this item belong to? How do you check for failed payments?
I Love Discounts is all over it.
Okay, what?
What?
You gotta let the chat.
The chat is doing the thing.
All right, who got it?
Answering.
Who got it? I keep the item. That's how. Stuff that doesn't work long term. That leads to bad feedback, but that's a good idea. Okay. If it's on the shelf,
left on the shelf, it's
some
probably
sellers, if it's on the shelf,
I
it's
end up
probably
with missing
failed.
numbers. Okay.
Vintage Artifact says they end up with missing numbers. We just run the numbers and then search it against all orders, says House of Coop. Guys, this is really important.
So just so you know,
go into orders in the seller hub and search the item number. Okay, all right. All right, Miss Big Papa Pump means it's failed. Okay, that's
Control F.
All right, Control F. All right. So what did I Love Discounts say?
She said exactly what you do.
Okay.
Yep.
So
for real, it works.
I don't know that there's any bad way to do it, but the quickest way for us, and by the way, this was after painstaking searching for items, looking at video receipts, and this may help you in other areas. In fact, I know it'll help you in other areas. What we do at the end of every show, before we start our shipping, is we download the CSV file. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. So you can go to shipping on the right-hand side.
There's a spreadsheet that tells you everything.
It says download CSV file. So the reason why we download the CSV file is not only will it instantly tell you your failed payments, because there's an actual column for failed payments.
Yeah, you can sort by it. You can sort that column. Everything.
You can sort by
any cancels, any fails. Everything will come in one column. You can sort any way you want.
You can sort by buyer,
item number,
by item
order
number, by address,
username,
by order
everything.
number, everything. Yeah. Okay. So I'm not suggesting that there is not a better way to do it, but that is the absolute quickest way to find a failed payment.
And just so you guys know, and the reason why we're bringing this up, we thought that it's really a good tip, is because we did not even know to do that till about, what, 6 months ago?
Yes.
6 or 7 months ago?
Crafty Fairies.
When we were in the warehouse.
Crafty Fairies, it is an Excel file, by the way.
It is. It just depends. On my Mac, it comes up in like numbers or something like that.
Yeah, but
I think whatever it is you're using, now you got to do it from your computer.
It comes up
obviously.
in the same format as an Excel file.
Right.
And you can manipulate the data.
Right.
So
yeah.
I'm just letting you guys know, I personally, when I was out of the warehouse, this is when we discovered this.
Yep.
I would search, it's blood pressure boiling, looking for, items, because you don't.
And we had no idea.
We had no idea. So anyhow, you can download the CSV file. Not only can you look for failed payments, you can look for any other information that you're looking for. So hopefully that helps, guys.
What's up, Nanny?
Nanny, what's up, man? You had a guys, you must see a crazy Pokemon show. Holy shit. He must have sold.
Give Nanny a follow for sure.
He must have sold. He had to sell $10,000 worth of Pokemon in like an hour. Huge lots, 2,000, 3,000. Guys, if you're looking for crazy Pokemon,
he somehow gets a hold of it.
Follow Nanny's attic. So,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Miss Big Papa Pump, you're right. It doesn't happen that often.
But that one time it's driving you nuts.
One time where I spend 20 minutes is enough time for me.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
It only takes one time. It only takes one time. But you are correct. So
yeah. Drop down all orders, Control F, then type in item numbers. It pops up.
All right. Well, there you go.
Screenshotting that, Corey.
Control F.
So Corey said, drop down all orders, Control F, then type in items number. It pops up.
All right.
That's the way to do it.
So the bottom line is reduce your blood pressure and don't run around in circles trying to find a misplaced item. There's multiple ways to do it. Again, when we found the downloading the CSV, not only did it help us find failed payments, but it helped us to
figure out
basically manipulate the data any way we want it. So there you go.
Yeah.
All right, now.
Or if there's one that was failed and you're not sure if it went through too. Well,
you'll actually see how many times they tried to pay for it. You'll see how many times they tried to pay for it.
All that'll be on there. Not that matters.
I was going to say that's not super valuable.
But it gives you. It's interesting the information that it does give you though.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a tool that we've used, and we just started using it about when we were in the warehouse 6-7 months, right?
Yeah. So hopefully that helps. Again, Tucker's Treasures popping up here in the next minute. Before we do that, don't forget, guys, check your account health. You get to see who's abusing the system, and it does allow you the opportunity to see what returns you have on your items for people and buyers that may not reach out to you. It's something we do daily because it is kind of maddening when people are buying from you, and you must have got a rate because
that's what I'm thinking. Let me see.
And they're not reaching out, letting you know that there's an issue. Okay, so anyhow.
Oh, there he is.
One final thing while we're waiting for Tucker to come on.
He's in there.
Is shout out to Corey. We did a raid train, the 69 raid train, so the max shipping was $6.90. Guys, if you're doing max shipping of $9.21 and you're not setting your over 5 pound setting to flat rate, I promise you're losing money.
Yep.
If you need more information on that, shoot us a DM.
Yep.
It's a
Corey, you're the man, dude. It is. It is.
Freaking game changer.
Now when we do our reduced shipping, it's only like $45-$50. If we do that. Most of the time it's $20-$30. And it used to cost us like 100 and change.
Yes. Shout out. And if you don't know how to do that, shoot us a message and we'll be happy to share the information that was shared with us.
All right, see if I can do it.
So guys, we got Tucker coming on. This is going to be crazy. I'm anxious to see. We love this family.
Here we go. Let's get them in.
They're just as crazy as everybody else. So guys, set your shipping over 5 pounds to flat rate. You will thank us later.
Well, hello.
Hello.
Ryan, what's
up, guys? Can you hear us?
You're so serious, man.
Well, let him tell you what he's been doing today.
Oh, shit. Here we go.
Tell him. I've been in 93-degree weather, clearing out a house.
They've been clearing out today
in
like
the heat of all heat. We were in 8 dump trucks of trash. So you guys think like a storage unit? This is one of the rooms. There was 15 rooms like this.
Yeah, but did you find any goodies?
Yeah.
4 jewelry boxes, 4 safes. We're gonna crack. There's 4 safes we have to crack.
Nice. Are you gonna do it live?
Oh yeah, hell yeah. We got that up there too.
All right, let's go.
Nice.
Let's go. Well, that's why they call it Tucker's Treasures, right? Guys, we so much appreciate you guys joining us. Of course,
thank you guys.
One of the most amazing stories. You guys are OG of the channel. You've literally been with us since like the first month.
I found you guys. I was just on there randomly.
Well, we watched you grow and you watched us grow. So I think a lot of people are interested in hearing your story, Tucker. I know it was really cool when Ryan first told us, because we have the benefit of talking to Ryan offline a lot of times. So we're happy to have you here, man, and have you tell the audience kind of how you got to where you're at. So I appreciate you joining us. So
it's quite the journey. What do you have to say, Doug? Real quick. Thank you. Thank you, guys. We love you. Tucker loves you guys. And the Whatnot community. If I'm not saying thank you, I'm sorry because my head's everywhere.
Listen, we're the same way, Tucker. We're the same exact way.
So we really appreciate the entire Whatnot community. And the reseller community has been wonderful to Tucker ever since day one. So we appreciate you. I'm pretty tired because I have 2 trucks that I can go through later.
We watched you grown up, dude. We literally watched you grow up. I'm like, you got to stop growing.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm like, you got to stop.
Wasn't it like his voice changed? Like it was like one show.
We watched it all. It's been amazing. It's been awesome to watch too.
So chat, if you don't know Tucker's Treasures, please
give them a follow.
Make sure you
right
follow
now.
them. Again, they're going to tell their story. It's an amazing story. From both Tucker's perspective and from the family's perspective. So with that being said, just talk to us. Give us the backstory, Ryan and Tucker. Tell us kind of how this all started. We told the audience just a little bit, but we didn't want to steal your thunder. So how did you get here? How'd you get here?
This is going to take us a while to get to because there's a lot to unravel. I remember the psychiatrist told me, he's like, it's kind of like an onion. You're going to have to pull away layers.
Peel back the layers. That's right.
Have to pull back layers. So first of all, let me just start with, it is 100% Tucker's business. On paper now it's 50-50, but I never pull any money out. It's always been his business. I was never into eBay or reselling or any of that.
He's not a liar.
But so where I gotta start back with my story, and then we'll start. I'm only allowed to talk for like a certain period of time. We did a podcast the other day.
You will be fired twice during this podcast.
So
okay,
yeah, if you guys know our show,
if you
know our show, how many? I mean, guys in the chat, how many times I get fired? Like I get fired a lot.
I fired him today. Called me a slave driver.
My goal, actually, and it's really funny. We have this like my goal is to be fired, right? Actually, because when he fires me, he no longer needs me. Right now, he needs me to drive him places. Yeah. He can't stream without me. So my goal is to get to be able to be fired.
All right, fair enough.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So, anyways, So, but if I talk too much, you hit me. All right. So, anyways, we'll start at my background. I'll start with my background real quick. And my background, I was an accountant, and I literally quit my job. I was the CEO of a payroll company, and I never saw the kids. I never, I was like, I'm making really good money, but I'm never going to be, Donald Trump or Mark Cuban or Jeff Bezos, pick one, right? And so and he was really struggling in school. Like, I mean, we noticed it in school. He's got, and guys, everything we're going to tell you, you can read about it everywhere. It's all over the place. People magazine, everywhere.
Yeah.
So anyways, I quit my job and I started refinishing furniture because Rebecca's, Tucker's grandparents had a furniture store. So I said, I
grew up at auctions.
Yeah, so I'll just refinish furniture and stay at home with the kids and let my wife go on her career. I think Tucker's going to need help. We didn't know. He was like in kindergarten, but we already saw a lot of cracks, and he repeated kindergarten, and we just didn't see a path to reading, writing, speaking, any of that. And so Tucker then, I started refinishing furniture, and he started going to auctions, and he would just absorb everything at auctions because, his granddad would refinish furniture, and I would, they taught me how to refinish furniture, and I was just staying at home with the kids. Yep. And, then what happened? You tell the rest of the story.
Where to start? Golf balls? We're going to start that.
All right.
So I started with golf balls in the river in my neighborhood. There's a Potomac River right by me. And I was like, let me go in the river and just play with friends, who have property on a river right by our neighborhood. And it's only neighborhood. So we always go in there and jump around and play. I couldn't stop stepping on golf balls.
So you might as well start picking them up, right?
Yeah, I was like, I'll start picking them up. Like, most kids would just throw them or pitch them or whatever. I was like, okay, let me see if I can sell these.
Well, he's grabbing all these like buckets of golf balls. He's got all these buckets of golf balls in my garden. I'm like, what are you gonna do with all these golf balls? He's like, there's got to be somebody that wants these or something that like they're good for.
Yeah,
right.
And we posted them on Facebook.
He had me post them on Facebook.
I made him.
And like there was like a line out the door, like people
crazy.
And by that summer, how many golf balls?
10,000.
It was like 10,000. He's hiring kids in the neighborhood. He's like,
he's got an operation.
Wait, hold on, Ryan. How Tucker? How old are you at this point?
Like 9.
9 years old.
Crazy.
And at this point, and at this point too, let me add the part of the story. At this point, school, like he was, we opted not to send him to summer school. Like every year we'd send him to summer school because he was so far behind in school. And we said, we're not going to send him to summer school. And it's funny, we had already started like hiring all these experts because he wasn't reading at all. He wasn't reading. He wasn't writing. I mean, when he started collecting golf balls,
I started doing math.
He could not say the alphabet or count past 10.
Yep.
So what grade were you in when you started collecting the golf balls?
Second.
So the struggle, you guys obviously learned there was some kind of struggle with learning around kindergarten, right?
Oh, we went to the county. We went to and we actually like sued the county. It was a mess. Like we went to the county because he wasn't speaking. Like he would speak complete gibberish at 4 and 5 years old.
Yeah.
We went for he has a speech disorder. Which
So from
guys,
what
settle
point?
in for a second, real quick. He
Yo, go
has
ahead.
what is it that you have?
Dyspraxia.
Yeah,
Yes.
dyspraxia and apraxia. That is unheard of anybody being able to run an auction with that disability. It's unheard of.
Right.
I didn't even know what it was. It's
Yeah.
like speech sounds.
A lot of them can't speak.
Yeah, like I mean, like so that's actually what we originally went to the county for. And we hired all these experts, and the one guy I remember, Dr. Lavelli told us, he goes, "You need to," he's like, "There's no reason for him to do anything in school. You need to find his why," and that's what we did that summer. And it was
Okay,
golf
wait.
balls.
That summer when he was what in kindergarten?
When he was like second grade, going into third grade.
Okay.
And he started fishing golf balls out of the river.
Okay.
Like I
So
was
you
like,
guys
no
went a
more,
couple years from kindergarten on, trying different types of
all sorts of things.
education
Nothing
and
worked.
therapies and stuff like that to no avail. And
Yeah.
now you're to the point where he's 9 years old, and now all of a sudden he takes an interest in these golf balls.
Yeah. So
Okay.
and we're literally, I structured an entire program that summer to teach him math with golf balls and to teach him like that's like the first thing all of a sudden he went from not being able to count to 10 to being able to do multiplication, being able to do addition, subtraction, like all of that stuff. And it was funny after the summer, we went to the county and we were like, here's this program, like, can you guys run this? And they're like, oh, sure, we can. He went back to school and it was, do you want to tell him? It was bad. It was bad. I mean, he got so frustrated. I mean, you want to talk about how frustrated you were,
wanted
Tucker?
to kill myself.
I mean, literally. It was mental hospital or business, right?
Right.
So when he started doing the golf balls, what happened after you started fishing them out of the river?
I went to a yard sale. My neighbor had golf balls.
So our neighbor was having a yard sale. We stopped by to say hello.
And I told him, I'll buy these. I don't have to clean them at all. I can just flip them the next day.
Right, because the other ones from the river you had to clean.
Yeah.
These were ready to go.
So I told Dad, I didn't go to yard sales to buy golf balls.
And so I'm like, he's like, can you take me to yard sales to buy golf balls? I'm like, sure. Like, I mean, I'm like, okay,
whatever you find an interest in, whatever's fun for you.
Whatever. Okay. If he's not interested in baseball. He's not, no sports, no Boy Scouts. We've tried everything. He's not interested.
Right.
He wasn't good at video games. He wasn't good at any of that. We couldn't find any. Some kids play chess, music, none of that he was interested in. He was interested in finding things that had value. And and I didn't really, so I set out on this struggle to figure out the why. So I was like, all right, we'll hop in my truck and just drive around and see if there's yard sale signs.
And then there's yard sale signs everywhere.
So let's recap this, right? Because we've heard part of the story for the benefit of the audience.
And guys, just so you know, you've been on the morning show, ABC, right?
Yeah, we've been on Good Morning America now.
Good Morning America.
Yeah, People, that's what I meant. Good Morning America, yeah.
Fox, yeah.
So we go from a scenario. Okay, so we all have struggles, right? You guys had a different type of struggle, but basically at the age of 9, having potential learning difficulties, he figured out how to fish golf balls out of the Potomac River. By the way, can't overshadow that, and then create a business and use that business to make money and potentially overcome whatever learning challenge he was having at that time.
Yeah, it was it was the first time you started learning, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it was the first time.
Is that because of just his passion for it and his interest in it?
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. Nobody in my family golfs.
Nobody
in my family golfs, just for the record.
Right.
It's so funny. When we're having struggles, we got to think about Tucker.
Yeah.
He created basically $1 million business from a learning challenge, and now you guys are doing all. You've been on every kind of media. you find the craziest stuff. We see it when we are in the same competitions and when we're watching your channel.
Kill it.
And Tucker, you went from a situation where you were having a learning challenge and potentially a mental challenge, right? Dealing with
depression,
with an environment that wasn't supporting, what you were dealing with, to now where, because when we watch you, it's like you're very much a sponge. You can rattle off He-Man and G.I. Joe and sports figures and Masters of the Universe. It's crazy watching you work on your channel. Yeah. And that's something you absolutely love, right?
Yeah, honestly, I think the biggest talent is finding value, and you always can use value. It's always something you can use, a skill set you always will have.
Yeah.
So what is that? Is that the main thing that attracted you to it? Is it, or is it finding something, figuring out it had value? Is it the end, the sale?
I finally found
and
something I was good at. It was finally found something I was good at.
Right. Okay.
I felt like the
money
dumbest
part of
person on earth, and now I'm like, wait, I can do this. Wait, what is happening?
Right.
And then after yard sales, I got tired of Antique Roadshow, American Pickers, all those things. And I kept going around to use the antiques. I'm like, I'll buy them and put them in my room, And I'm overfilled with the whole booth. My dad opened up a booth at the flea market. And I was like, okay, let's start selling them,
So backing up. So he starts going to all these yard sales to buy golf balls.
That's what seeing
right? And he, because he had grown up in the auctions, and you always had a love for
antiques.
He always, when he was 5, other kids watched cartoons. He watched American Pickers and
Let's go.
Antique Roadshow. That's, literally,
Pawn Stars.
That was just what he had an interest in, even at 5 years old. That was just what he liked. Right, like Pawn Stars. What else? Storage Wars. That's what he was watching at 5 and 6.
Yeah.
And so, and my father-in-law and I took him to auctions when he was very young, because we were refinishing furniture. So when he started to go to yard sales looking for, he'd be like, "Oh my gosh! These antiques they're selling for nothing. They're giving this stuff away." And he started taking all of his golf ball money, and he had thousands of dollars in golf ball money, and going to a yard sale with $1,000 is like going to Vegas with $1 million.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Right. Absolutely. And so he started buying up all this stuff, and I knew a lot of antique booths, and because I was refinishing furniture, so I got him set up in an antique booth. And the next thing I know, you're being asked to go to all these huge flea markets.
I'm doing a couple $1,000s.
He's doing $1,000 a weekend, and he's out selling adults. And he's like, and he's getting.
He still outsells adults.
By the way, he's what, 11 at this time?
No, he's 9 still.
He's still 9.
He's still 9 at this point, right? He's still 9. And
I remember on my 9th or 10th birthday, I was at auction. That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah, and that's what he would want on his 9th birthday. That, no party. I want to go to an auction, just see cool stuff and buy cool stuff.
I love it. I love it.
So
I'd be like, don't give me money for anything. Give me $100. I'll just go buy it at the auction.
Yeah, and so he starts getting all this stuff, and so and then what happens after that? Because you got
this
bored
is the
with
big one.
Pawn Stars.
I went to YouTube, and this thing I started selling Commonwealth Picker, Cincinnati Picker, all those guys. I'm like, what? This is trash. Why people are buying this? I'm like, a spray can's $100. I'm like, okay, let me see what's going on here.
Right.
So he's like, I see all these people selling stuff I see all the time at yard sales.
Right.
And then you told me what?
I want to do eBay.
He's like, at 9 years old.
The Bay.
He goes, I want to do eBay. At 9 years old. I've never sold anything on eBay. So just to be I had no idea. I'm like, what's eBay? No, that's not true. I had an account, but I never even bought it.
Right. Probably just to buy.
Not even. I don't even know if I ever bought.
Mom buys stuff.
Mom bought a few things, but I don't even know if I ever bought anything on eBay.
You want to know a crazy fact about him? He buys nothing for himself.
Yeah, I don't buy much.
You're just Ryan. You're the hired help. That's kind of how that works, man.
Yeah, exactly.
So, all
So
right.
he goes, I want to start eBay, right? And
Right.
I like my wife and I are kind of just humoring it at this point. We're like,
Right.
sure,
Because
you
you
want to
guys
start.
are kind of along for the ride and just ebbing and flowing with how can we get Tucker
on track.
right.
Yeah, that's all I
Right.
care about. Like this was.
Desperate to find something.
I mean, that's what's kind of cool about our stream is it's a school, like, and you can read about it. It's a school as much as it is a business.
I treat it
That's
as a
right.
business.
Yeah.
But anyways, so he goes, I want to start. So I'm listing things with him on eBay, and they're like, I mean, by the time I get from one side of the room to the other, they're selling. And I'm going like he had these things like
the red Coleman lantern.
He
was sitting at the booth for $10.
What was
he
it?
had it in his
Coleman lantern.
Oh, okay.
And I sold it in a minute for $100, $200.
Yeah, and I'm going, what in the world is going on here? Like, and like the first week of eBay, he does like $1,000, and I'm going, what in the world am I watching here? I didn't even believe it was real at the time, right? He's 9 years old, and I'm going, all right. So at that point, right,
I'm like 11.
that was about almost 6 years ago. It was, and then right after that, COVID hits. Right. So
and we're terrified. We're like, the market's gonna go down, and it actually helped me.
So COVID hits. It closes all the flea markets, his antique booth down, and then what?
I went to Facebook.
He got really, really focused.
Well, now Tucker, was that your idea?
On Marketplace?
Yes.
Was that your idea, Tucker?
Yes, that was my idea.
Okay. No, he got really, really focused.
What my idea was, this is what I did. So I went on Facebook, look at the item, take a picture of it, Google Lens it, put it on eBay, look it up. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's bad. Nah, I don't want that. Yeah, I do want that. And I do that all day. So I wake up 6 a.m. to 10 p.m.
I mean, he had, and we've counted it, maybe 10,000 hours of research on what sells.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
Every day he's waking up. There's no school to go to. There's COVID has shut everything down. They've kicked him out of school. They said he can't even come back. Right? Like there was no school for him to go to.
Is that because they just couldn't find anything that worked for him? Right? So they basically just gave up.
Well, I mean, here's what literally happened. And do you care if I share? Do you want to explain it?
You can explain it.
I mean, literally what happened was Tucker said, they had to bring the police in literally into school because he was saying things like, I want to kill myself and I don't want to live, blah, blah, blah. They had to literally bring the police in. And they said he can't come back to school unless a psychiatrist says he can come back. I talked to the psychiatrist. There's no way that he won't hurt himself or somebody else. You put him back in a classroom.
Right.
And that was like the challenge and the journey we went on was like, I want to get him back in a classroom. How do I do that?
Right.
And I'm like, he's got to be successful at something before we can tackle any of this other stuff. Yeah. And that's why and that's why we did what we did. And
what's crazy when you want to think back, I'm like, if I didn't see that yard throw golf balls, it would never happened.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, from that perspective, Tucker and Ryan, for the benefit of the audience, we've been fortunate to watch you guys grow and have a personal relationship. The story, if you look at how dynamic it is, it's amazing.
Yeah. Well, I think what's amazing is that, correct me if I'm wrong, they actually used you, Tucker. This new curriculum that was basically created was based on Tucker, right?
Yeah, we'll get to that part of the story. It's a long story, but yeah.
And real quick, I'm gonna run because Billy BFF,
yes,
BFF. He just bought a sponsor. Give you guys,
Billy, we appreciate
for our mods.
Billy is awesome.
So please post all our mods in the chat, guys.
We have so many incredible people that support.
Right now, that's a $20 Amazon digital gift card that's running courtesy of Billy for our mods.
Please jump in. Please jump in the gift card giving, sponsored by Billy BFF.
Give Billy a follow too.
Love Billy. And Billy is also part of our mod appreciation show because he is, as well as the rest of our mods, a tremendous asset to the channel.
Yeah.
So Billy, thank you so much, man. We love you to death.
You guys, pin yourselves. pin yourselves on there.
Please.
XYZ, Tara.
Carolyn,
is
XYZ.
Oh,
I
there
think
you are.
Whistle might be in here.
It's about time she shows up.
Yeah, you know she shows up late talking a bunch of shit. So let's go. Let's go. I'm sorry, Tucker, but all right, so let's just recap, guys.
All right, so go back because I'm jumping ahead. I jumped ahead.
Yeah, so let's
talking about the curriculum.
Yeah, let's recap kind of what we've heard so far because there's so many incredible elements to your story, Tucker.
Yep.
That we can't overlook. Kind of what happened, right? So you started off. You're having potential learning challenges in school. You're trying to find your why. You started fishing golf balls out of the Potomac River. You are now building a channel. The parents are like, hey, we found something, so let's go along. You start making money. You start going to eBay. You start raking in the cash. Mom and dad's probably like, holy crap, he's on something, right? I mean, ultimately, right? And now, and you overcome potential depression in the process. We can't overlook it.
Because now, Tucker, correct me if I'm wrong, but did it just start feeling like, okay, now I have a purpose? Yeah. Now there's something I can do. Now there's something
I got something I'm good at.
Right. And that's a great feeling, right? That's a great feeling, right?
And I remember this moment. So he had all these things. Remember, this guy had like an antique roadshow like event where you would bring in. He was like an appraiser. You'd bring all these things. You would bring all these things in. So Tucker was like, "Oh, we want to go bring. I want to bring these things in." And it's like a room of like 100 people. You're about. I still think he's 9 at this point.
Yeah.
Right. And
that's crazy. By the way, 9 years old. We can't overlook the fact that he's 9 years old.
Yeah, and State Addicts just asked how old he is. He just turned
15. He's 15 now. He just turned 15. Yeah, he just turned 15. This is 6 years ago.
My God.
That's how
I thought you were 13. I can't believe you're 15.
No, I remember when he had his 13.
We had the 14-year-old birthday. He started on the app when he was 13 though. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Gotcha. So he's 15 now, guys.
Yeah. I mean, Whatnot was recruiting him at 12.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, because I want to get to that. I want to get to what led you to Whatnot.
Yeah. So we're
on Facebook now at this point.
So anyways, so we got so he gets into the appraiser's asking all these questions. He keeps raising his hand, and he's like, the appraiser's so confused, right? He's like, how does this kid know all this stuff?
I corrected him.
He's like, he finally goes, do you want to come up here and appraise all these items? And Tucker's like, yeah, sure. And he comes up, he's like, this, and he goes, you can't sell that because it's cigarettes and tobacco. Like, it was the old. He's like, you can't sell that, blah, blah. And the guy looks at me and he goes, all that's like 100% correct. And at that moment,
and then I got so pissed at him.
Yeah.
Because you know why? He's like, the painting's not, if not size, worth nothing. I'm like, it's a wood painting from Europe.
And he's like, he knew more about the painting.
It made you mad because he was saying something was worthless that wasn't?
Yeah, and he was like, no, here, look, blah, blah, blah. Here's the screws. This is when they were dated. This is how you tell. And like, he's like, I can't tell how old it is. And Tucker looks at the back. He's like, oh, these are 1800 screws. You can look. They're blah, 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 blah. And like, I'm sitting there going.
And then I cast up, and the guy is embarrassed. Like, his face went white.
Yeah.
He's like, I just made fun of myself.
Small, I gotta tell you.
Chat, how crazy is what you're hearing right now, Chat? How absolutely crazy. By the way, Tucker, I love you, but I wouldn't want to be showed up by you in front of a group of other people.
Like 100, there was like 100, and I mean, he had zero self-confidence before this, and like all of a sudden, like, I mean, he thought he was the dumbest person on earth, and at that moment, it was finally like, wait, I know something that everybody else doesn't know.
Okay,
that's right.
And for you, and Ryan, for you as parents, this had to be a game changer. So game changer for Tucker, but game changer for you, because to hear that there was a time where your son suffered from depression and having suicidal
congratulations.
Thoughts, you had to be completely just like over the moon, because now you could see him transition.
Now he's going to thrive.
Transition from whatever was going on in his brain now to a whole different.
It was. I mean, but it was a slow process. I mean,
of course.
It was. I mean, we'll get to it, but I mean, he still wasn't reading at 13 when he got on Whatnot. So,
Right.
I mean,
I remember that.
So,
yeah.
No,
so
I remember
this is
that.
the thing. So we kept doing that, and then what else happened? The bike.
Oh well, no. Let's go.
We'll come back to
but so then all of a sudden, I mean, he's selling on eBay. We're I mean, I didn't even think things were gonna sell. I'm like, we gotta ship this. Oh Jesus, right? And I'm throwing Tucker into a dumpster in Target to find boxes.
I remember that.
Let's go.
He's 9 years old. I'm throwing him in the. Go find a box to fit this like Star Wars thing or whatever.
My mom.
Whatever it is that you sold.
Mom's like, you guys are idiots.
And then Mom was like, what takes you guys like an hour to do, ship I can do. So that's when she took over like the shipping aspect of it.
Oh,
I remember when
that's
she
how
was
that
shipping.
came
I
about.
remember when
Okay.
she was shipping.
Yeah, and so she took over the shipping aspect, and then at the same time, I'm sitting here. I still had the furniture business, and I'm sitting here. My daughter's at home with me.
He's laughing. He's like, I have this whole room of furniture for $5,000. I have this teeny tiny box, $5,000. Sitting here.
Because I'm sitting here, I'm like, I'm killing myself refinishing furniture. The whole room's worth maybe $5,000 or $10,000,
Right.
and he gets a little box of like whatever, like printer ink cartridges that sells for $5,000 or $10,000. Toner. Yeah, it's a $10,000 of toner in one day. And I'm like, who's got the better business model? So I shut down my furniture business during COVID, and I was like, I'm just gonna go work for him. Like, who cares? Because it was never about making money.
So
anyway.
this is the one thing like hooked me when I went to yard sale. My dad had rules. You can't
tell him what my rules are. I did have some rules. Tell him what the rules are.
Of course, you have to have rules.
You gotta have the money. What's the other one? What's your new rule? We had a new rule.
What? Oh, I did. I made another rule. You have to have space for it. Because,
right.
But
So you're gonna put all
the
this
first
stuff.
rule was you have to have your own money.
Hey, Ryan, when the missus was out of town and you did that quick video, somehow I think you violated that rule because you had a bunch of stuff in the hallway.
Yeah, you're like, I gotta get this shit cut up.
Oh,
that's not a real rule. We saw it with our own two eyes. That's not a real rule.
Yeah. We're in.
He hates fixing stuff.
Yeah. So rule one was he had to have his own money. I did not give him a dime. Rule two was what? You had to have a what?
Money.
Yeah, money and a what? Could you just go buy cool stuff?
A plan.
He had to have a plan. So he had to know where he was going to sell it, what it was. And I made him enter everything in the spreadsheet. I would enter it for him, but he had to say, okay, here's how much I paid for it. Here's how much I think it's going to sell for. So and we would go back and look. And I would say, all right, that's how much it sold for. I made him do that from day one.
And then
that's how he learned math in an Excel spreadsheet.
I broke the rule once, and he got really mad at me. I told him I need $9.
And the third thing was it couldn't be something I have to fix because I'm horrible at fixing.
And I broke that rule.
Right.
Oh, you broke that rule?
Well, I was 9 or 10 years old at a yard sale, and it was a BMX bike from the 80s.
Oh.
GT Performer.
Those are worth fixing.
GT Performer missing the wheels.
Let's go.
Okay.
The frame alone's probably worth $1,000 right now.
So this is what I did. My dad put it in a group for BMX bikes. So what I did, it was like, I went behind his back. He's like, don't buy this. I'm like, I need $6. I go shit this lady of $9 down to $6 for the bike.
You paid $6 for a GT Performer?
Yes.
$6.
We're still at 9 years old, guys.
All right, time out.
Okay.
Do you have any idea
how many GT Performers he has? He has like an entire shed full.
Guys, do you guys have any idea what a GT Performer goes for right now?
All right, this is what happened.
Any clue?
So during, like when I was 9 years old, I flipped it in 24 hours for $500.
Yeah, this guy comes and gives them $500, and it was just the frame. But it had
manuals.
Yeah,
it had manuals.
He probably could have sold it.
That's good too. Yeah, that's wild.
This guy hands my son $500 in cash.
I'm freaking out, like crying. I'm like, I had $100 bills in my hand.
So for the benefit,
I had $100 bills in my hand.
For the benefit of the chat, a GT Performer for us old heads is an old BMX bike that came from the 80s. There's a handful of bikes: Hutch, Redline,
That's
Haro,
the best.
GT
Haro.
Performer.
He has a
That are
complete
just
Haro.
absolutely insane money right now.
Incredibly
Thousands
desirable.
of dollars.
Incredibly
And
desirable.
GT, yep.
Yeah.
I have a complete Haro.
Yeah,
I love
it's
Haro.
nice.
Haro was the original freestyle bike.
Yes,
back in the
he
day.
has that.
I ride it.
But that one was actually mine when I was a kid. But that's another story.
That's how I do it.
Anyway,
You still had your bike when you were a kid?
Yeah, I saved it in my
Wait,
grandparents'
hold on a
house.
second. Ryan, wait a second. When you were a kid, bikes had metal wheels. Is that not true?
Yeah. Yeah, very true. So anyway,
right,
let's get moving.
Let's get back.
Yeah,
I
so
had
in the interest of time, because you guys have an amazing story.
Yeah.
So the progression is now you recognize he's on to something.
That hooked me.
He has incredible ability to find value. So you're selling on eBay, making money. The pandemic hits, which for most of us, we realized the pandemic wasn't a good thing from a social standpoint, but from a reseller standpoint, the pandemic actually worked well. So fast forward to when they started recruiting him for whatnot.
All right,
what happened there?
So I have one or two gaps I got to fill. Sorry. All right. So at 10 years old, he tells me he starts buying out entire eBay stores and storage lockers and stuff. And he goes, "This is what I want to do with my entire life."
Back up.
What?
Well, wait, hold on 1 second before you say, because Tucker, I know you. It's super important that we hear your perspective because you're the center point of all this.
Yes.
About how much money, if you don't mind, roughly, have you accumulated at this point from buying yourself?
Wait, at 10 or now?
At about 10 years old.
Oh.
You're right here. So I'm saying it. I spent a locker for $400 off Facebook.
Okay, but how much money had you accumulated?
Yeah, how much money have you made at this point from buying yourself?
In the thousands.
It was close to, I don't remember. It might have been close to 50,000 at that point.
Wow.
You say that
in terms
so
of
casually.
total sales.
Ryan, you say it casually. Yeah. My son's 10 years old. He's flipping golf balls and bikes. He's got about 50 G's. He starts buying.
No, he didn't have. I'm just saying.
That's
total
how it works
sales.
in our neighborhood. That's how it works where we're from. That's kind of. It's not that casual, man. That's kind of crazy.
It's not. That wasn't how much money he had, but it was like total sales at that point or something.
Right.
But
so this is what happened. I always scroll on Facebook. I see this post says storage each item $400. I'm like, okay, let me see this. They turned out to be house clean out people, and they clean out the house and thought it was value, and they put it in a storage unit, and they're getting rent, and they lowered the price down $400, $300, $500. I spent $400. I gave them an extra $100. Got the unit, and this is when it was game changer. It was a 50.
We still have records from that unit. There was over 5,000 records. It was a $50,000 unit.
$50,000 unit, and that's when.
For how much?
$50,000.
Oh, yeah, he sold almost $50,000 out of that unit.
No, how much did you pay for it?
$400.
Let's go.
They asked for $300 and he paid them $400. He's like,
have another.
That's nice.
Tucker,
these are the best
units.
It is very good to do that because they're going to come back to you if they have something else.
Let's talk about that for one second.
That's a good thing that other sellers and sourcers need.
Yes, you're talking my language.
Need to know.
Let's talk about that. So Tucker, serious for a second,
that's
because
a smart move.
That's a very important strategy.
Yeah.
How did you say to yourself, they're asking for $3? Let me give them an extra $100. Why did you do that, and how did you figure that out?
I think about it is people like being right. They like being right, and I like food markets. There's this guy who likes being right. Why not you tell him you're right? This is worth more than what I thought it was worth. It was way more than what I thought it was worth.
Holy shit!
You know what I saw? The fire hat I wear always.
Yeah.
That's my unit.
Yeah,
Are you serious?
Yeah, that was from that unit. It was an amazing police and fire club. There was 20 different collections in that unit.
Yeah, guys, if you ever watch Tucker when he's running a Ray Train or mostly any show, he wears a fire hat, and that's
he's grabbing it.
Yeah.
But hold on a second, Tucker. Let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
People do like being right.
Yes.
Right? They don't like being wrong.
Yes.
And that is a lesson that
There you go.
I'd say many of
There
us.
it is.
Negotiators.
That's the $50,000 unit hat, right?
There it is.
Yep.
There it is.
But so was that a lesson, Tucker? Was that passed down from dad or mom or
I
grandpa?
always learned it's about relationships.
Yes.
About relationships.
Yeah.
Guys,
So
we're
you know
dropping,
that joke.
by the way, Tucker's 15.
He's dropping some knowledge
Tucker's
on y'all.
15 in case we forgot, right?
So I will say
That's
this
right.
stuff I got today was from Truck Room Company.
You don't even, yeah. I mean, he doesn't even. You don't even really source. Do you source items?
I find people.
He sources people.
Okay,
And
well, hold on a second.
But we'll get to that. We'll get to it.
I was going to say we have to spend some time there because in the world that we're in, you guys have the most incredible story. And we started today's podcast by talking about the reason why we bring on sellers like yourself is so you can share with the audience, us being part of that audience, key components to success. And you just said something that I would imagine that a large majority of us, not the audience, us, everybody, we don't really think about that. Sourcing people, not sourcing items. So I want you to finish your thought there, guys, but I want to dig into that because that is as important of a message as anything I think we'll talk about today. So, but please finish.
That was all. So it was a very. You want to start there? Want to talk about?
Well, we can get sourcing people, and I will tell you when you go to a yard sale,
I'm not looking for what's at the yard sale. I'm looking for what's in the house.
Okay,
right.
Let's go. Let's talk
So,
about
like,
it.
let's just start talking.
So literally, I will say this: when I answer almost 5, like I would say, sometimes 5 phone calls a day from people that are looking to sell him things.
All day.
Like all day, every day. We like at this point, everything that he does is all relationship based.
Yeah, you know that house I got today? That was relationship.
Yeah, and so
now a new relationship or an existing relationship?
So I'll explain this one. This one. So my dad is walking. So we went. We did socializing.
All right. Can I back up? And all right. So it'll be part of the story. You'll get it when we get out of here. So at 10 years old, he's doing the eBay. Blah 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 blah. He's doing great, right? And all the psychiatrists, psychologists are going. He needs to interact with other kids his own age.
Yeah.
And I said, well, he doesn't want to do baseball. He doesn't want to do he doesn't. Why am I going to put him in sports or put him in Boy Scouts? He hates all these people.
Right.
Well, force him into a social situation.
There was a local business networking group that like almost like a BNI, but it was free. If you know what BNI is,
very familiar.
Right? But it was like a Facebook group that was and they had meetings and all that sort of stuff. So I put in there and I said, does anybody have a kid does anybody have a kid with a business that they would just like to do a play date with? Right. And I was like, my thought is, I'm just trying to find somebody that he can relate to that's his own age or whatever. And the next thing I know, I'm on the phone and we've organized a kids entrepreneur fair in the mall with like 50 kid businesses.
Amazing.
And so now
he's walking.
So I'm helping the kids. Like these kids are selling like their first thing, like lemonade type stuff, right?
This is right. This is the whole thing.
And so I'm sitting there and I'm walking through the mall, and the adults are having their networking meeting, and the kids are like in the other thing. And I'm walking through the mall, and this guy comes up to me, and it's like speed networking. He goes, "Hey, I'm Adam. What do you do?" And he was a junk removal guy. And I said, I work for my 11-year-old son.
One thing, we are in the richest county.
Okay, all right.
That's
all right. Anyway,
there's a lot of moving people.
Yeah. So he goes to me and he said, and I said, I work for my 11-year-old son. And he's like, I've got to know more. And we start talking. He's like, oh, we can give you all this stuff. We get all of that. Like and they get 6 dump trucks a day. 6 dump. So that was where we were today. So literally, and
hold on. You can't. For the benefit of the audience, we got to dig into that, right? Because we're trying to find stuff that can help us grow our channel.
Yeah.
Help us find more resources. So you guys do a ton of stuff with junk removal companies, right?
I'm going to tell you the best thing. This is very interesting. Is go in an area is transit. People move.
Transient moving a lot. Yeah.
Moving.
Oh, right. Where there's a lot of in and out. So any military areas.
College.
So
military.
that's where we are. We're outside of DC.
Right.
All right,
Exactly.
So chat. Anybody in the audience, and we'll finish the story in just 1 second. So you guys are dropping nuggets, so we can't get past that stuff. Anybody in the audience right now, chat, dealing with junk removal companies, please say yes or no, put an emoji, whatever you might do.
That was a great
anyone
idea.
in the audience dealing with junk removal companies. So please go ahead. Go ahead, guys.
So the kids networking stuff didn't work great for the kids stuff, but now all of a sudden he's being invited to talk at all of those Rotary clubs, B&I groups, and so he's making all these connections locally with auction houses.
Tara Lynn said she's calling a junk removal company as we speak. You guys have made an immediate impact, guys. Immediate impact. Tara Lynn says she's on the phone right now with junk removal companies.
Yeah, declutter companies. So he's talking at all these events now. I'm a 11-year-old, 12-year-old kid with a business, and I will buy your stuff. Just call me. And I mean, and that we still do that once a month.
Here's another one.
He still comes once a month and does networking events locally.
All right, one more.
To find other junk removal
and declutter companies.
Declutter companies.
Declutter are a big one too.
Realtors, all of those types of people.
Oh God, early bird's here.
Oh, early bird.
My man.
You met that guy. You met the guy from Hoarders, Matt, right?
Matt Paxton,
who has his own show now.
He has his own show now.
We were on episode 1, correct?
Of that new show he got?
Yeah.
Do you know that Sandy Koufax rookie card?
So actually they cut his scene on episode 1. They cut his scene on episode 1 because they were like, our audience will not believe that a kid has this much money.
Yeah, we talked about it.
We just started watching that the other night.
So 1 second. Let me just go back, Ryan. Just pause there 1 second. Let me just go back and read. So DK Thrifty Fine says they work with a storage cleanout guy. Of course, Early Bird, thank you for joining us. Says Tucker is the world's best networking king because he sources people.
That's right. That's right.
And that's it. And then Tara Lynn says she's calling them right now. Guys, no one else in the chat works with junk removal people or anybody that's in that industry.
Declutter. Organizers.
No one else in the chat?
Yeah, Mom's mad. It's fuzzy. We can't get it cleaned.
I think another good one, I don't know if you guys do this or not, is another good one, realtors.
Yes,
realtors.
You know what? Do you know why this junk removal company is so good? They partner with realtors and houses closing. Like the houses.
Yeah, and they gotta get empty,
he has
quick.
Yeah, he did. We talked about that.
Yeah. All right. So we have 50 people in the chat. Only a couple people work with declutter or junk removal companies. I would imagine. I'm betting right now that there are multiple people here that will start to make those calls tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean the junk removal companies will even go to the storage facilities and say, hey, if there's anybody that's coming on the unit that is going to default, we'll come in and clean it out for them, and they hand out their cards.
That one locker, 600 boxes of sealed cards.
Yeah, and so that was the point where he got a huge locker, and we started going to all these reselling events. So I know you guys had one in Florida. We've been to 4 before he was even on Whatnot.
They're amazing. They're amazing.
So I used to go up because I told, he started, looking at, Commonwealth Picker and Cincinnati Picker here at all those guys. And so we would go to their events, and I told him, I said, guys, he does, I say this sparingly, but I mean it in a real way, is I was like, if you helped save Tucker's life, in my opinion, because I was like, if he doesn't find those videos of you guys selling crap on eBay, none of this maybe never happens.
Right? He doesn't get that inspiration.
Yeah, and so
one guy started crying.
Yeah. And so we started going to all these reselling networks, and when he hit that big card locker and started posting on Instagram, that's when we started getting calls from Whatnot. And it was like, hundreds and hundreds of boxes of seals.
So Whatnot contacted you guys. That's how you found out about Whatnot.
No.
Yes. Well, yeah.
Okay, so I was actually allowed to be on a booze cruise. I got permission.
Right. Well, so first of all,
yeah.
If anybody's ever
seen videos
we have seen the pictures of this cruise.
In the videos.
So one day we're going to figure out a way to share it with the audience. But
yeah, I don't know.
It is quite revealing. Let's just put it that way.
The IKEA bag challenge.
So
I'm on the boat playing IKEA bag challenge. Okay?
Why don't you explain what the IKEA bag challenge is?
You gotta dress yourself IKEA bags the best you can. Right?
So it's a fashion show with IKEA bags.
Right. So you had to create a costume, so to speak, with IKEA bags.
Yeah. Now
IKEA bags.
There's Whatnot executives on this cruise. Is that correct?
No, they were just recruiters for the storage unit.
Meaning the people that were directly recruiting them, but they were part of the Whatnot team.
So Jackson,
because they were.
I remember him.
Yeah, he's gone. He left. But they were sending Whatnot reps to all of these reselling conferences, and they had already contacted us once on Instagram, on his Instagram account, and I was like, no, and we had to have a lot of conversations because I was like, I'm not gonna have him start Whatnot and then it be a problem because he's a kid. Right. Because I'm not going to go. We're not going to go invest all of these resources and time and all that stuff. I need you guys to, really, circle the wagons on this and make sure that we're not going to spend a whole lot of time. And you go, well, he's a kid. He's done.
Literally, he's dressing me, Jackson.
Yeah. So the Whatnot rep, it literally helped make the costume. The costume.
And he's like, Dad and me start talking. He's like, you need to get on Whatnot. You have the inventory. You need to get on it.
Yeah, and so he really, really walked us through. I mean, he was amazing. And it was funny because we had known a number of people in the reselling community that were doing Whatnot. We're like, I don't want. I was like, eBay is hard enough. We'll just stick with eBay. And I was like, it had so many. I mean, we're still talking about. He's still not reading at this point, guys.
Right.
I mean, he can't really read or write. And I'm sitting there going like, he's gonna do Whatnot? Like, what is this? Blah blah. And I remember we got back from the booze cruise, and that was about almost 2 years ago. And I tell my wife, I said, all right, she had to have back surgery right after. She had like a tumor in her spine. She's fine. But I was like, all right, I need you to go download this app and figure out what this is. I said, you're going to be in bed for like 2 weeks. Can you go figure this out?
Spend some time on it. And that's what you have to do. That's literally what you have to do.
Yeah. I was like, go figure this out. And so.
And then, all right, one thing.
Yeah.
Jackson got me that rate train. Remember that?
So, yeah. So we'll talk about that. So when he started, we were like, okay, what does he have a ton of that's really easy to ship that we're not really worried about? And it was
postcards.
So he started in ephemera. So, I mean, he had everything, but it was like, all right, well, I'm not worried about shipping ephemera, right? And he doesn't care what it sells for. And he had, I mean, he had 10 to 20,000 100-year-old postcards at one point. And so, that made.
Then where did he get those from?
A hoarder house.
A hoarder house that he paid like $10 for or something crazy. And the worst is he was like 9, and I was like, why do you need all these postcards? Go put those back. And he's like, Dad, do you realize that I had a Halloween postcard in my box that you told me to put back when I was 9 years old? And I was like,
a whole room.
You're fired.
I'm fired.
I'm fired. There's 50,000 of them.
Get out of here.
There's a whole closet. A walk-in closet.
But at the same time, I don't know that, like, if he had taken the entire closet, because there must have been over 100,000 of them.
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but
so that's what got you. Okay, so then you started selling postcards.
It was funny. So this is a really good, you want a nugget for the chat about Whatnot. He gets on his first Whatnot show on ephemera, and all of a sudden, I mean, it's like $500 in one show. And it's postcards that were sitting around in our house that he didn't get. And I was like, oh, holy crap, what's going on? And then the second show, he did like $250. It was fine. By the third show, there was nobody in the room. And he was like, I'm done with this. This is silly. I don't want to do this. I'm just going back to you.
Jackson said, "I got something for you."
And he goes, Jackson came up and he said, you know what? There's a raid train with a bunch of large sellers.
Okay. I need to call
you. Do you guys want to get on it?
And guess who was in there? Corey and Noah.
It was all the big sellers on the storage unit.
And
that was back in the day.
But a storage auction pirate too, right?
Yeah, all
it was theirs, right?
It was funny. Old Time Deals was running it. It was actually like the only train. I don't think they've run another raid train, but it was like a holiday Christmas raid train.
Okay,
and it was
that was amazing.
And it was like,
we love Old Time Deals. We love Old Time Deals.
Yeah,
Corey,
Nick and Monica are amazing.
Yeah,
Nick and Monica
Old
are
Time
awesome.
Deals is amazing. They're amazing, but Corey really helped.
Yeah, and Corey. I mean, Noah got on. I remember Noah got on and gave away like a Franklin silver. He's like, because he told because at that point everybody on Whatnot thought he was on YouTube because that's where he was recruited, and they're all like, he's a big YouTuber, right? And but he just knew all the people from YouTube from networking.
I remember Corey with his yo Tucker, with his like big radio thing. And then I remember he
was in here just a little while ago.
Yeah, that sounds like.
Not at his house.
And I'm sitting there, and it's like they had like a vote who had like the most entertaining stream, and he was like there with like Storage Auction Pirate, and it's like him and Storage Auction Pirate are fighting it out.
10 by 30. What is going on here? 10 by 30. All the OGs.
Right.
And I'm sitting here going like, what is going on?
And then I started coming like friends with them. I'm like, yo, what's up, Corey? I used to go in their streams and
so like hang out. Instantly, he had an audience after that.
Now you got an interest. Now you're bringing in the interest aspect.
I had the audience. I had my arms are running. And then, here's the big one. Corey's comp at the time.
Well, then Corey invited you to the comp, but it was all storage. It had to be storage unit finds, and I was like, "Yeah, he gets some storage units, but it's not all storage unit finds. I'm not going to lie about that. We're not going to do that." So we didn't do it.
Right.
But we used to be in Philly when Philly started. We would do the only show we kept because my dad had some problems like with dementia, and it shut down his business for about 3 months. Like right after that, in the middle of that year, and then when they reopened the storage unit competition back in, I guess, about a year ago in July, that's when he went and sold how much? Like
$8,300.
Well, yeah. So I got two questions. When you were in Philly's shows, did he wear socks and shoes then, or is that something he's adopted?
No. And the funny thing is, we've known Philly for like 4 years because we knew him from.
Can you do me a favor? Can you do me a personal favor?
Are you listening to this?
Can you please let Philly know? Wear some damn socks and some shoes, okay?
We were talking about this. We were talking about this like the other day.
Is Philly in here?
We were literally talking about this the other day.
So what are you?
Everyone's laughing.
Okay, so the reason that we were talking about this before is, again, we talk about networks. Last week, you guys may not even know, but last week Tucker ran 3 shows for a jewelry store. And it was funny. What?
Did not know that.
Yeah, so we've actually been, I mean, he had his first Whatnot, again.
And guess what? Old Time Deals rated me.
That was
nice.
So he's been running, there was, again, it's all networking and all relationships. A lot of the coins he gets are from jewelry stores and from all of those places. And so the guy who runs the jewelry store, Sav might even be on here. His name is Sevak. He's a brand new seller and Whatnot. Tucker ran his first 3 streams and they were almost $10,000.
Nice. Let's go.
And guess what? So this is crazy. So I met him at a JK moving auction.
Yeah, so we were actually with Americana, because if you know Americana, I met Americana, Carl and Emily.
We love Americana. They are amazing.
Okay, so Carl and Emily live 30 minutes from us. And we met them on the boat. I met them in Cincinnati on the boat 4 years ago. Even before, because there was 2 of them. So we met at the first one. And I ate dinner with Carl, and we realized we went all the way to Cincinnati and lived like 20 minutes away from each other. So
yeah, Americana, Carl, Emily, they are amazing. We love them.
Yeah.
They're so awesome.
I don't know how they do what to do. They're runners and do that.
Yeah,
I don't know how they do what they do.
But
They
I
are
remember.
nonstop.
So speaking about, so also Early Bird Pickers is not too far from you too, correct?
Correct.
Okay, we didn't talk about
and that's actually really important thing that you.
Okay, early. You know how I go so fast, right? That was Early Bird.
So I remember when we got into Corey's competition and we're watching, I was like, all right, I need to figure out, like, at that point in July, we had never sold, I think the most items was like 65 in a show. Right?
Right.
So like 65 items. So to go from that to $8,000 in 50 minutes.
Oh, I remember that show. It was insane. You guys were selling
silver.
The craziest
a lot of silver and stuff, wasn't it?
Ever. It was a crazy show. I remember that.
And so
one of my first competition shows.
And so and I remember I messaged Early Bird and I said, hey, you're too they're in Richmond.
Go back. So those coins are from Alicia Shift too.
Yeah,
about that
yeah. But anyways, I messaged him and I said, hey, I know I'm not sure how to do this, and we're so close, networking. It just makes sense, like blah blah blah. So he invited us down there and he showed us all the ropes. So like
Guys,
he showed
shout out to Early Bird Pickers. Shout out to Early Bird Pickers in the chat, please.
He is the king of going fast, and I will say that my whole life. He's the king going fast.
So he really learned. I mean, he took and I remember Early Bird's calling me, right? He's calling me, and we're in this house, and Tucker is buying out the entire house from an estate sale company. It was all Star Wars stuff. Remember those Millennium Falcons?
The Barbies.
Remember those
right?
Millennium Falcons?
Yeah.
Right? He's buying out like the entire house. And Early Bird and Mike's like, do you want me to call you back? And I'm like, no, Tucker can go. I was like, no, he does his own deals. We can talk about whatever we want to talk about.
Wild.
Like Tucker's doing a deal.
Tucker's in the other room buying out the whole house. What are we doing for lunch?
Yeah. He's buying out the whole house. Let me tell you that.
Whoa. You guys
we auction Florida with the
auction Florida.
Let's go. Florida.
Yo.
Guys.
Thank you so much, guys. Talk about a good show. You guys saw that show he just did.
Dude, man. Holy
shit. The show that you did, dude.
He's amazing.
Thank you so much.
We missed an opportunity.
Yeah, we auction Florida. He is.
Yeah, we missed an opportunity. He was in Tampa, and we were all in the same room together. It was Philly did a great job of organizing. We missed an opportunity.
It was hard to talk to some
people. We missed an opportunity to connect with him, but he runs a very entertaining show. He was in a raid train last weekend with us, and he just
the stuff he was running.
He killed it,
dude. Good for you.
He absolutely killed it, man. So
you killed it,
bro. I am very proud of you for your first raid train. I'm very proud.
We're just bragging about you.
Yeah, he killed it. He killed it, man. So
I think Logan. Yeah, Logan is his name.
Yeah,
Logan. We were just bragging about you and how you did on your first raid train, dude. You absolutely destroyed it. It was amazing. Thank you so much for the raid. We appreciate you, dude. And if you guys are not following him, please do give him a follow.
Yeah.
So
go follow We Auction Florida now.
If you're not following We Auction Florida, please follow him. And for Logan, you're coming into the BuzzChat podcast with TuckersTreasures. We are interviewing what I believe probably one of the most dynamic sellers. We talked about his journey from being a 9-year-old hustler, because that's what you are, to now a 15-year-old hustler. To me, one of the best stories on the app. So that's what you're stepping into.
Yeah, so welcome in, guys.
Welcome in.
Please give TuckerTreasures a follow as well.
Yeah. So
Logan, we got to have you on as well, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it'll be a very entertaining show. So Early Bird Pickers is near you. Americana is near you. People that we both love. In fact, we were trying to negotiate getting Early Bird on the podcast.
Yeah, he may be coming soon.
But he's got some scheduling challenges, but he's going to be on. Yeah. They run an amazing channel, both him
Early Bird is amazing.
Yeah, so anyhow, so Early Bird, Americana, now you do this show, and I remember the show. You did like 80. In fact, I remember where I was at the time. I was picking a house. In fact, that's the show, Tucker. You probably remember this. I bought the Transformer set in the box from you.
Oh my God, yes.
You know what's crazy?
By the way, By the way, I made a killing on. By the way,
yeah.
just but I remember where I was. I was picking a house,
guess what?
a vintage house in our vintage part of town, in our historic district. I was walking outside. You ran that. I won it, and then I went back to work. So I remember that.
Guess what? I have 2 more of them now.
I know. I saw you had another one.
We figured.
It was complete inbox with instructions and stickers.
You made a lot of money off that.
I made a lot of money off that one. So yeah, that was a great show.
I saw it. You sold it on the bay.
That's exactly right.
So once you started now, okay, so now you're kind of getting settled in. You're nestling in, right?
So,
now you're meeting people.
So
now you're really liking the social
first comp with Corey.
right?
This is what is crazy, is those coins came by coincidence. So about sourcing, is I will try to be the most honest and fair I can be. You hear me? So what happened is, this person said, "Oh, this guy was very honest, fair." Oh, this person said that. This person said that. And then end of the food line chain, it kept people telling other people, kept telling, and it went down to coins.
He'll often come back with people with more money. He goes, "This is what I think, and if I'm wrong, I'll come back and give you more money." And that's
the red Tonka truck.
So he gets into a lot of really big houses that way that are multi-million-dollar houses.
Right.
And
hold on a second. Hold on, because for the benefit of the people just coming into the chat, we talked about this earlier, right? We talked about the idea of sourcing people, but one of the first deals that you talked about, Tucker, with the junk removal company, or the big locker, they wanted 3 and you gave them 4.
That was a different company,
right? But the principle behind that. So did I hear you just say with some of these relationships that you have, you will often just offer them more money than what they're asking?
I'm like, you're right, I'm wrong, and I give them my cards out and all those things. But what happened is, I said you're right, okay? They said their neighbor, okay? And I gave them a price. And then they said this person, Larry.
The hardest thing to do
is trust. It's trust.
Of course.
The hardest thing is to get somebody to trust you. And so...
And this is the guy named Larry. He's 85 years old. He's amazing. I love Larry. He had coins in the basement.
And Tucker literally calls some of these people still, like the 85-year-olds. He still has relationships with them. He calls them on his birthday and says, "Happy birthday."
Oh, he's amazing.
And so guess what? They will they've recommended 5 other people. Like, you know what I mean?
Right. Well, that's the relationship building. That's sourcing people.
Come on.
Yeah, that's sourcing people.
Literally, that's what happened. And that's how I was like, this came at the right timing. The Corey's comp came up, it had all these coins. And that's when I was like, I'm in.
And so then after he did that, we went, oh shit. Like, we can't. I cussed. Okay. Oh,
no, that's mild. That's mild.
Sugar. Oh, goody goody.
Okay, stop.
I suspect Tucker has heard worse. He's in rate trains. He's heard worse.
He said worse. Trust me.
Right. So let's
I didn't hear it.
Earmuffs. But so anyways, where were we, Tucker?
We're about the coins.
Yeah, because you guys always have the craziest freaking coins. I mean, it's like an unlimited supply of silver.
There's a whole table right by me. I got their table of it today.
Well, so yeah, I mean, he has.
This is what I'll say.
All the local coin stores sell him coins.
Because you know what they do?
So how do we get the local coin stores to sell us coins? How do we do that?
So, any reseller, we're not going to tell you your source, right?
Oh, come on, man. I almost had it.
Nobody says that.
I almost had it.
But when you
see that setup? You see that setup, Tucker? I almost got you.
You see how you try to casually just ask like it's a normal question?
Nobody says their source. Nobody will say it.
That's right.
I figured out the source for coins. The coin guy would just want to do foreign, okay? He buys it from a coin store, but
he has to buy all
of it. Okay?
So he
sells it to me
at cost. And same thing with a lot of the coin stores. To get certain things they'll buy it at cost and sell it to him at cost, and then he's always like, I mean, we don't run. I mean, honestly, we try not to run scrap gold and whatnot. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So we
Right.
give him all the
Silver
scrap
sells
gold.
better.
We
Right.
give him all the scrap gold, and he gives us all the coins. It's a relationship.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Right. So
That's good.
you know, all the
calls
gold.
me
I mean,
about
like if
every
it's
day.
nice stuff, we'll run it on whatnot. Like if it's an
Emerald.
emerald, we're gonna run it on whatnot.
Yeah.
Right.
Another emerald.
Found
an emerald yesterday.
Yeah, I found a bunch of those. But
and then here's another interesting.
But it's interesting.
I got another interesting fact. Is when you pick and cherry pick, people start questioning you. If you just buy all of it, like the emerald, if I walk up and say I just want the emerald, somebody will say, "Why do you just want the emerald?" I'm gonna look this up. If I say how much for all of it, and I say done. If I start negotiating, someone will be like, "I don't trust you." If I buy all of it, I'm probably find more. I found a 18-karat piece of gold.
Right.
I knew there'd be more in there. So it's all about relationships with those people and be like, how much is for all of it? If it's junk, it's junk. If it's good, it's good.
Yeah, we try to do that too. That's
Billy says he wants to be Tucker when he grows up.
I know.
But
you're not wrong. You are absolutely right.
Techniques too.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's talk about that for a second because again, we have people coming in and out of the chat, and people that have been with us since the beginning of this podcast. So we're talking about telling your story because, in my opinion, it's still one of the most amazing stories. But in that, we're talking about how we can make some money and grow our channel and be more efficient, find deals. So we very much believe in that.
Yeah, absolutely.
We very much believe in buying in bulk, right? And we say, we'll take your problem, make it our problem, right? Because we're doing, I think we're doing the buyer or the seller, we're doing the seller a favor because we're taking all their stuff in one fell swoop.
And not everybody can just walk in and drop a couple thousand and buy a collection.
Yeah, so
or even
here's
5,000 or 10,000 and buy a collection.
Here's the big thing about it is people start looking stuff up and be like, you're cheap because you're buying on sale and whatnot. And I feel bad if I'm buying one item and people start looking it up and saying, I'm paying pennies on a dollar for it.
Right.
But if I just buy everything, they're not going to question me at all. They're going to be like, okay, I got rid of it. I got rid of everything. It's gone, and I'm done with it.
Right.
So, like the emerald, I'll go back to that story. So, I'm like, I don't want to buy just this one emerald. I know there's going to be more in here. Let me just try to buy everything. Because if I pick that one emerald out, they're going to be like, why did you just want the emerald?
Right, exactly, yeah.
They can focus on that one item.
Yeah.
And for the record too, I do not do any of the I do a lot of the operations, but I do not do any of the buying and selling of the items. I've always maintained he gets to do that.
Here's the one thing.
And to know it fail, because I'm like, he threw out like
10 grand a couple days ago.
Yeah, like he bought a collection out. The comic book collection was like $10,000
with the Megatron.
And I'm like, I don't think he's wrong, but it's his decision to make. I let him. The other day, you made a mistake, right?
Yep.
He made a mistake, and I was like,
and
I knew it was a mistake.
Yeah.
I knew it was a mistake, and I was like, I'm not going to tell him it's a mistake because he needs to learn that it's a mistake.
You gotta learn. You gotta learn when you overpay.
Yeah.
How big of a mistake?
$150.
It was $150.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a bit. I mean, he wasn't going to lose much money on it.
Right.
A whole 150, Ryan. A whole $150. You've told a story about $10,000 lockers, special bikes, emeralds, and coins.
That's pretty good, buddy.
That's a pretty good learning curve there, Tuck. When you make
here's the thing.
When everything else you do is great, and the mistake you make is $150. You're doing pretty good, buddy.
When people think about they focus on this one thing, how to think about how can I just get rid of all of this and not think about it?
Right.
And so
like there's situations people are just my mom died and you get rid of everything. How can we make a deal to get pressure off their backs fast?
How can you help them? That's right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's a really good point.
It's a balance.
The reality is you do have to change your thought process because it's no different than going to estate sales or buying storage lockers.
Right.
The essence of what we do oftentimes when we're buying like that is we are buying based on someone else's misfortune. I mean, that's
most of the time.
that's kind of the game.
Almost
Most
always.
of the time, yeah.
So,
And that is the sad part about it.
But we do provide a service, right? We do provide a service because it's kind of like
it's a modern day treasure hunt.
Well, yeah. So Corey was doing I think he's in New Orleans doing this big thing, and the guy is a huge. I'm sure you guys, a huge eBay seller.
Yeah.
He's got hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of items in his house, but he's facing a financial difficulty. So some people would say you potentially would be taking advantage of that, right? Not you, but a person. But the reality is to show up and help someone liquidate enough items to keep their house from foreclosure.
And put some money in their pocket.
They are selling at a discount.
But they're
selling at a discount to get out of a situation that would be potentially more damaging, because if they come foreclose the house, they're foreclosing the house and all your stuff is potentially.
So here's the thing, what's really emotional is that's what I deal with in junk removal. They do all foreclosures.
Well, and like and one of the things that we've done, which is actually really cool and neat, is a lot of times, I mean, we've been into some hoarding situations and some really, really bad situations.
This is what we'll do. We'll do this. I'm gonna take this one item to remember you by.
So a lot of times Tucker will, like when we're in a hoarding situation, what do you have to do, Tucker?
So you gotta say, hey, what do you want to make a circle in the room? Like a square. This is what you can fit, okay?
He focuses on the deal of what they get to keep,
not
what he's taking.
Guys,
and so
you can't skip past that, because we met Big Papa Pump in Tampa, and he was talking to someone else and telling the exact same story in a hoarding situation, whereas hoarders are very notoriously difficult. Hoarders are notoriously difficult to deal with.
Absolutely.
If you've never dealt with a hoarder, like a true hoarder.
Because they'll want to sell it and get rid of it, and they don't care 1 hour, and then 2 hours later,
2 minutes later,
calling you back in their freaking
We've been on hoarders. We know.
You're exactly right, which
it is
in that situation.
If you've never dealt with a hoarder, that's what it's going to be like.
In that situation, focusing on what they can keep is a game changer, and it is tough to do it in the moment, because you're managing a bunch of emotions and you're managing stuff and money.
No, but that's smart. I mean, that's smart.
But you're exactly right.
Reverse psychology.
That's amazing stuff, man.
You're literally doing reverse psychology.
And then what's the next piece that you make sure
of? Getting an item in the house to remember by that person.
So he will keep one item to remember that person and that whole thing from, and he'll take a picture with that person and say, you're going to live on through all of this.
Right.
That really helps them.
That's good.
Yeah, because they have to have, hoarders by their nature have to have something to hold on to, so you're providing them.
Yeah, it's an emotional thing. It's an emotional thing.
It's emotional for you too. Getting in the moment is really hard in a hoarder situation.
Absolutely.
I think we're gonna have one with 16 dump trucks here and soon.
This is crazy. It's all Macy's boxes, never been opened.
Yeah, it's gonna
QVC hoarder.
Yeah.
Well, so we'll see. For the benefit of the chat, we did a raid train with early bird pickers this past Monday.
Yep.
The $500
challenge.
Yeah.
They were in it.
Right.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're telling everybody else.
Okay,
gotcha.
I don't even know how to explain to you guys the stuff that he was finding at yard sales. The stuff that you guys are finding at yard sales.
It's crazy.
So I said to Early Bird, next time you go to a yard sale, I'm going to be right there with you. And we're in Florida.
Listen, I'm coming to your hood.
Graded comics.
I'm coming to your hood.
Legos.
I'm going to tell you.
We're selling Happy Meal toys.
Yeah.
Here's
listen, we did pretty damn good.
We did do good. Yeah.
But we didn't get the shit you guys.
You didn't even see the stuff that he didn't sell.
Yeah, well, I can imagine.
I can imagine.
So whatever you're doing, I'm telling you right now, we're coming up by you guys and hitting some of your yards.
I'll be honest with you.
Crazy.
The early birds was crazy, yeah. And it was funny because that was where I don't want to say that's where he got the idea, but we were at like a yard sale and Tucker had like signed print stuff and like the entire NBA All-Star team from 1992.
Right,
Like a program, and it was at a yard sale.
Chat, when you go to yard sales, do you find signed print items, graded comics, sealed Legos? Not only that, do you find them for people selling them for $1 and $3 and band t-shirts? Oh, look, this band t-shirt from 1990, brand new with tags for $1. Whose yard sales are like that? That's all I want to know.
You know what the most common thing at yard sales is?
Exactly
Gold and silver.
Us regular folks that live in regular
baby clothes.
Guys, we actually did pretty good.
No, we did good.
We had like 400 pieces of sealed McDonald's toys, and I thought we were freaking killing it until we saw these freaking characters.
But you guys got most of your stuff at a flea market, though, didn't you? Or no?
It was. Yeah, because where we live
in all
you can't do yard sales.
Planned communities,
yeah,
HOA.
They let you do 2 yard sales a year.
You got to do it. You got to do community on one day.
You don't, and if to travel to the type of yard sales that you guys have,
we have to go to the other side of town.
You have to literally, it's, could be an hour away, hour and a half away.
So we just went to the flea market.
Where we built most of our, getting back to sourcing relationships, we have tremendous relationships at the flea market because there's 2 big flea markets around here where
we have really good flea markets.
We know the buyers, we know who do the store deals, who do the
how I think about it is how to get it before the first store happens, how to get it before it comes to the flea market, how to get it before that.
Before it already went through everybody's hands.
Yes.
And he was like that very early on. I remember like everybody was doing the thrift store videos.
Oh, hi, Blizzy buddy.
And he's like, I gotta get it. I gotta figure out how to get it before it goes there.
Right.
That's how I get my crazy stuff.
It's brilliant.
Time out.
It's brilliant, Tucker. I mean,
where's William?
I've been talking to him.
Okay.
Yeah. Just realized our son was missing. I've been talking to him.
He went to go meet somebody on a local pickup an hour ago.
Yeah, because they got held up.
All right. So again, for the benefit and the interest of time, because we could talk about this forever. So we saw the development. You've dropped nuggets, right? Sourcing relationship, buying in bulk, basically becoming the expert in your field. Which Tucker, I love watching you run. I love watching all you guys run, but the knowledge is important, right? Because you deal in the type of things where knowledge is key, right?
Yeah.
Toys with their weapons. G.I. Joe.
All right, I got you a weird one.
Masters of the Universe. Specific issues with specific weapons that basically are 2 and 3x the value.
Variants.
So I love watching that stuff because if you watch it and observe because when you're in the wild, we find stuff all the time where we can find a box of Masters of the Universe, but it's not the same if they don't have their weapons and their accessories
or original
different colors
and different
colors. Right.
So
all right, I got a weird one for you guys.
Yep.
Okay.
Spray cans. Old spray cans.
Really?
You mean spray
paint?
Spray paint, yeah.
I got a $200 bottle of spray paint out of his house today.
And they're all looking at the junk companies like, why do you want those bodies? And Tucker shows the eBay comps. He's like, this one sells for $200. This one sells for $100. This one, they're expired colors. They're expired colors.
You just don't know, guys. That's the thing is that you just
found rat poisoning, all that type of stuff.
How many of us have been to a flea market and you watch the junk guy? Because there's always junk guys at the flea market. We have tons of them. And there's old cans of spray paint sitting in an old beat up roach-infested box.
You just walk past it.
And you just walk past it.
Here you go.
Guys, I've never tried to source spray paint cans.
And you want to
right here.
$300 sold on eBay.
Chat.
Wow.
Chat, dropping knowledge right now.
Yep.
Boom.
Yep.
That's Krylon, right? The old Krylon?
Yep.
Yeah. Got a whole box of them.
Unreal.
Hey, man, how much you want for that?
Got a whole box
listen, Tucker, hear me out. Tucker, I'll buy the whole box. Tucker, I'll buy the whole box, bro.
And then I'll save one.
And I'll save one for you. To remember you buy.
He's a quick study.
I'm trying the best I can. So, again, let's fast forward to now. right? Because again, we could talk about this all night.
We could.
But in the best interest of time and updates. So now
I wanted to touch on how Whatnot, he is now better at reading because of Whatnot.
Right. So let's fast forward to today, Tuck.
Right.
First of all, a couple things. What is your biggest score? Let's get into a different element of this. What's your absolute biggest score?
Individual?
Ever. Collectively.
Probably. I don't know.
That one locker.
That was the biggest upside.
Yeah, that one locker for 50,000 was pretty big.
Because that
one paid 300.
The one where you got your hat.
Yeah, that one was probably the biggest.
The railroad lanterns.
Yeah, there's still stuff that he has from that we haven't even sold.
Oh, here's the crazy thing. I am so excited. We're probably going Sunday, go live on Whatnot and open those
the safes.
Yeah.
Right. So wait, hold on. When is that, Tuck? Let's get that show out there.
We haven't get that up yet.
I don't even know. I don't even have it set up yet.
Here's the sign.
You're fired.
I know. I'm fired.
So here's the
You're fired, man.
We got
I have
home.
a theory.
We jumped in the shower and we got on here, and so I haven't even had a.
I have a secret theory.
But it'll be this weekend. It'll be this weekend.
This is what I'll say. I looked around the house. I saw coin books in the garage. You know what that's making me thinking? There's coins in the safes.
All right, that's fair.
Because what I look at is what else stuff they have around the house to get what's in the safe.
Yeah.
Now,
I think you got it's like putting stuff together.
It's a puzzle. It's a puzzle.
It's funny. He would love to buy. He's actually never bid. This is actually a really interesting thing. He's never bid on a storage locker.
Ever.
We've never bid on a storage locker.
Ever.
Did you know that?
That's crazy. That just goes to show you the power of relationships.
Now we have a relationship with someone that bought 700 lockers.
760 this year.
760 lockers 5 minutes from our house, and guess where that stuff comes from? Guess where that stuff goes?
Right.
We don't have to.
And they're like, just take it.
Right. Well, they're happy for you.
Partnering with storage facilities.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I have partners with storage facilities. They bring me stuff. They're like, if you can need it or not, you can have it.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly right, because, and that's where the manager specials come from. They don't want to deal with the clean out. So if you're willing to do the work, in a lot of cases, they'll either give it to you at a discount or say they'll exchange you cleaning it out for just making it go away, right?
It's value.
Well,
it's creating value for other people.
It's so funny because Early Bird always is sending him lockers and like, let's get on a locker together, because Americana and them do lockers all the time, and they're like, come on guys, let's get in. But like at this point,
I have a big thing trying to work out a 10,000 square foot warehouse every day.
Yeah, that's what I say. You guys are working, because you told me that, Ryan.
Yeah, so he's looking. I mean, and that's the thing, because I mean, we're running out of our basement, and that was the big change too, was hiring someone. So I mean, I think that if you want to know
this crazy story, it was buying Laserdisc. Yeah, I was buying Laserdisc on Facebook, and I met this guy. He's like, "I have muscle if you need help," and we're like, "Okay, can you ship?"
and that's what he literally hired the person that he bought the Laserdisc collection from.
Oh, I love Laserdisc.
He's our shipper.
I love Laserdisc. Okay. Best Laserdisc I've ever sold is The Mummy Returns.
The Mummy Returns? I don't know. How much is that
one? $500?
Yep. Now I got like $280 for it.
Okay. Nice.
Love
Best
Laserdisc.
of the best. Best of the best is I think the best one you've had.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about your upcoming shows, right? So you have this upcoming show that Dad's got fired for because it's not scheduled, but that's the house that you guys just picked up, correct?
Yep.
The safes and all the stuff that's in that?
Yeah, we're going to probably crack the safe on Sunday.
And have record show on Sunday.
And probably we'll do a record show on Sunday.
All right, so chat, make sure you book those upcoming shows. That's kind of crazy, right?
I have a question actually for you guys in the chat. So he has, how many posters do you have?
About 1,000, 2,000.
1,000 posters. We're gonna have that show here soon, but I don't even know. Luckily for mail time, We bought some posters. We bought some posters, right?
Well,
Because
wait,
I
let me
don't
get
know how to
You
ship
have
them.
1,000 posters, and you felt the need to buy more posters?
No, because I don't know how to ship them. I'm like, I want to see how they ship them. Let's see.
Oh yeah, we ship it in a tube,
Yeah,
and
we
you
ship.
can also
Guys, UPS.
UPS.
They have
UPS
USA.
sells
the
it.
boxes.
No,
Do you
UPS.
Frankenbox them? Do you guys
No.
Frankenbox them?
You mean multiple posters or just one?
Well, like,
they're movie posters.
They're all movie, but like,
Well, show them quick.
yeah.
You can get poster boxes from
No, we
USPS.
can get them, but these are so expensive.
Yeah,
Like the
no, you
poster
can
things
order
are
them
so expensive. I don't want to spend a tremendous amount of money for like
no, the
Yeah.
post
a
office
$5 poster.
has like they actually look like they're triangle, but they're poster boxes.
Yeah,
They come in 2 sizes.
but they're not long enough.
Well, they come in
Two
2 sizes.
Okay, I
Yeah,
thought
they
the
come in
ones I
small
looked
and
at
large.
weren't long enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have
I
a
was
big
like,
one.
do we have
They
to
have a big long
Frankenbox
one.
them?
Yeah,
What?
they're big long. They have a big long
Well,
one.
no, the big one, the big poster box will fit up to, let's see, 41, but up to your 41 by 27.
Oh, really? It will fit the 27? Because I thought
Yeah.
they were 24s for whatever reason.
They have 2 sizes.
Okay, so they have a
big- they have a
27.
small
I
and
thought it was
large.
only 24. All right, well, that's good.
Right, but
See, you guys are
whenever
dropping
we have a
knowledge on
poster,
us.
whenever we have a poster, I mean, if it's a valuable enough poster, I'll just go to UPS and they sell the tube, the long tubes. They're $2.41 a tube, but
Yeah, but for a $3 or $5 poster.
Oh yeah,
right?
no,
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's like
it's got to be.
These
worth
aren't
it.
like signed posters, or I mean, they're cool. They're 80s,
Oh,
90s, but
it's
All right, so you guys, so a couple things. So you got a couple upcoming shows. So chat, please make sure
Mail time's coming,
you
guys.
keep them. So mail time, which for the benefit of the chat has become one of our favorite favorite segments. So you guys have some packages, including the poster that you don't need, because you have 1,000 posters. So you have some packages to open.
we do. Do you guys
All
want
right,
us to open
You
them?
guys know the deal, right?
Yeah, let's see what you got.
All right, so I'm gonna cross out the seller here.
Yep.
Well, I don't know. Here, hold on.
What in the heck did we buy?
I don't even know what we bought.
Well, there can't be much.
I don't buy anything, for the record.
There can't be much surprise to the poster inside the poster.
Where's the big giant?
Right here.
But you can't show the seller.
Okay, dude.
You can't show the seller.
You can't show the seller.
Cross that out.
All right, hold on.
Give us 1 second.
Let me
guys.
open it. Sorry.
We're opening the box.
Hold on.
It says fragile on it. I don't know what you bought or what I bought.
All right, guys.
Okay.
So what we do with mail time
Yeah,
if
the
you're brand
burglary
new,
weapon.
we're going to open the box and they're going to take whatever packages they have and evaluate who is the best seller, and we will make that seller the spotlight seller of the week.
You guys are going to pick which packages.
You guys
the best
pick.
packed.
You guys have some boxes too, right?
All right, here we go.
You guys gotta
Wait.
camera.
I
You
want to
gotta
make
watch
sure
it
it doesn't have
open.
their thing on it. Hold up. I want to make sure. Yeah, see, they got. Oh, this is somebody we know. Everybody's going to know who this is. All right.
Is it real obvious?
No.
I didn't buy this one. He's fired.
Yeah, I'm probably fired on this one.
He bubble wrapped it.
All right, so here it is, guys. Here it is. There's bubble wrap. There's bubble wrap on the top.
Is that postcards?
These are CDs.
Oh, okay.
These are CDs.
So each one are sleeved.
Each are sleeved. Here's how they put them.
Are they in a flat rate?
They're in a flat rate.
That's kind of bold.
They look like
It's a bunch of DJ CDs.
Okay.
In a flat rate.
In a flat rate. All right.
Had the bubble protector on it.
All right.
On the top. Is there anything
We
in the
need
bottom?
to see it being opened by Tucker. All right, Tucker will open it.
Okay.
All right, so chat, don't forget.
Weapon.
Don't forget, chat. You are bidding on best. Is that a freaking butcher knife?
Yes, of course.
Nice. Okay. Safety out the window. Let's go.
Yeah.
Vidmod. That's a freaking Jason knife, bro.
That's a knife. That's awesome.
That's a knife.
All right, this is good.
All right, don't show the. All right, here's the tube.
It's bubble wrapped.
Oh, there's bubble wrap in the tube, guys.
That's important, by the way.
That's very important.
All right. See, this is why we bought it. I didn't buy it for the poster. I bought it to see how somebody else did it.
Yeah, that way it doesn't slide around. You just put like a little bit on each end.
Yeah, so it looks like if I look in here, yeah, it looks like they put
smart. Look,
they tied it. They tied it. They tied the poster. So you see the tag?
How they wait?
They put a rubber band around it.
They put
Put
a
a
like
band around it.
yeah.
All right, let's go. I bought. Oh, these are awesome. Forgot what I bought.
These are pretty killer posters, though.
They're signed.
They're
JFK
signed.
Surgeon.
Yeah, they're signed.
Is that James Bond?
Yes.
Signed by the whole thing.
Yeah.
I know who that's from. Did we buy it?
I have no idea I have no idea what it is. I have no idea.
It's a poster
At all. Yeah,
Is there another one? Is that it?
I don't know who that's from. Huh?
That's it.
That's it?
Yep.
Oh, we did. Yeah, we should have some.
Yeah.
No, don't show them.
Okay.
All right. Any
Those
other
are the 2
packages?
packages that we have today.
Okay. So here's the deal.
He bought so many things. He bought so many things, and I have no idea why they have not showed up yet.
That's fine because we can pick up the slack. We've got a few over here, so babe, go ahead and get it started. And we're just gonna add your packages. So everybody remember that package number 1 was the DJ CDs that came in the flat rate, and number 2 was the posters. All right, coming properly in their poster boxes. So what we'll do is we'll open ours.
Where are you going, Dad?
Nowhere. I'm just making sure.
All right, let's open 3.
You want to go this direction? I'm sorry. I thought you were coming down here for some reason.
You want to move it right into the area of the opening area. All right, so do you have a poll update?
Yep.
Hold on a second. In honor of Tucker.
Oh, Jesus.
This is in honor of Tucker.
All right, so we're going to move this, right?
Because this is how we open packages around here.
Yeah!
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Oh.
You need to switch to the phone about this app.
How do I turn this? Hold on.
All right, so here is package number, well, they got 1 and 2, so this will be package number 3.
Yep.
This will be package number 4.
Yep.
And this will be package
So we got
number
5 for you guys to choose from, okay? 5.
Right, so this is number 3. Tucker.
911 on speed dial. Right? What a sicko. What a sicko over here.
All right. I mean, why not?
Ooh.
Why not open it with a butcher knife?
Thank you for gold one to give away.
Congrats, Diggs. What's up, my man?
All right, here we go.
Digging's
Here we
by
go.
us, too. Is it
All
Digging
right,
for
so
Gold?
Yeah.
Digging from Gold's by us. We haven't met Digging from Gold yet, but we will one day.
Service announcement. Make sure you put your business
Such a good
on the
dude.
return label and put in a packing slip if you would.
Yes,
please.
guys, that way we know who you are.
All right, so we got plenty of packaging. Oh, I had to take this out.
You see? Oh.
Oh no.
Here's what it looks like.
I think I know who that's from.
Got some Transformer action. Does that say Barbie?
Yeah.
Do we have a Barbie?
Here's another one.
Did we buy a Barbie?
No, I bought it. It's not a Barbie. It's a Stanley.
Guys, so she is not the buyer of the group, by the way. This is how we end up with Stanley.
But this has got paper, bubble, and then underneath it is just a box.
Oh, a bubble. Oh, that's actually a pretty nice Stanley.
Yeah, it is.
Is that Stanley?
Yes, baby, it's a Stanley. No, that is not Stanley.
Okay. All right. So there you go. That's package number 3.
So that's package number 3. So we're going to call that Stanley.
We're going to call package number 3 Stanley. Our son is returning home finally. Holy shit.
I had him on a mission.
Package number 4 says Fragile.
Fragile. Bonza. Where you going, Dad?
All right. Package number 4. Here we go.
4.
By the way, this is not the most efficient tool for opening a box.
No, it's not.
In case anyone was interested.
All right, it's got some fragile stickers on the side.
All right, package number 4. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
I think I knew that
What do you say?
All right, guys. Check it out. Check it out. Remember extra padding for BeeSquared.
LOL. You see, this is why we have the guests do it, because people know. And,
Right.
geez, there's all kinds of stuff everywhere. There's shit everywhere.
Guys, we got gift cards. I like this. I
Has
like
a
this
name.
already.
It has a name.
All right.
There's names everywhere.
All right, guys. I think we know this is going to be packaged correctly. Look, extra packaging, gift card on the inside.
I mean, he
All right, here we go. What is this? What the hell is this?
It doesn't matter. It's packaged well.
It's taped.
Oh, it's taped to the box.
They taped it to the box. That's a technique we use, by the way. You want to keep stuff from bouncing around? Tape it to the side of the box. See, look, it's taped on the inside. All right. So
But
this is number.
It's I Love Lucy movie set. DVDs.
I'm 100% certain I didn't buy this. Guys, you see what she's trying to do? She's trying to shove this out of the picture. Anytime I open something I buy, it's cool. When she opens it, it's something, I don't know what the hell it is.
35 minutes later, we're open.
Jesus Christ.
Billy.
Billy, do you see the kind of shit she buys? Oh, guys, I have an update, by the way, too. You guys need to know. I'm getting better with this knife. I'm getting better.
Yeah. Didn't take you long.
I'm getting better. It's all about angles, Tuck. It's all about angles.
Yep.
All right, package number 5. Plenty of wrapping.
Paper. Plenty of paper. You guys got a hard decision to make.
Bubble wrap inside. All bubble wrapped up inside. I am 100% certain I bought none of this. That sounds pretty cool. Cowboy.
That is cool, yeah.
So who buys more, you or Nita, and how much more?
He does.
Okay.
He does. I get in
Nita
and I support.
emotional buys.
Yeah, I support
Ryan.
people.
I buy to make money. She buys just because it's on the screen.
To support.
See, you know, hey, Tucker and I have the exact same relationship.
Yep.
All right, so now I'm gonna call
All right, so
Cowabunga, right?
this is package number 5. All right, so
sorry it took so long.
Package number 3 is Transformers.
No, package number 3 Stanley. I'm just calling it Stanley.
Oh, number 3. And number 4 was what?
Number 4 is I Love Lucy.
I Love Lucy, and this one is
just call it
Cowabunga.
Yeah.
All right, so chat. That's what we have to choose. I know swiping is a habit, and good, it's a bad habit, by the way.
There's your poll, guys. Do your
All right, so the first 2 are I Love Lucy. Holy shit, that's off to a good one. Stanley, I Love Lucy, the DJ CDs, the poster, and Cowabunga is package number 5.
Yep.
So while we're waiting, guys,
can I see?
For those of you who know,
I need to be able to read off the name.
For those of you who know,
stop.
Okay.
We are working on our own grading company.
Okay. Oh God!
This is the most recent one. This is a Catch Me Outside, pristine gem amazing. This is the rainbow variant. Here we go, guys. The Rick James Bitch Grading Company. We are working on this right now. Okay. Catch Me Outside, 11.5 pristine gem amazing. This is it's a whole new grading scale. Right?
Okay.
Did you tell the name of the company?
Yes, the Rick James Bitch Grading Company. Rick James. So guys, it's in R&D right now, okay? We're still working it, Tuck. Don't worry, man. Listen, we're working it. We're working it. But that's what we got right now. So I'm working on this, guys. This may or may not be available in tomorrow night's stream. Catch Me Outside.
Oh man.
So that's what it's an 11.5 out of 100. That's right, Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
That's where we're sending
the Sandy Koufax rookie card.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, listen. Hey, we will take good care of you. We will take good care of you.
We got a Jackie Robinson coming your way.
Guys, listen, the one thing we haven't figured out is what is the top grade. So in the meantime, we're just going to make up grades. Okay. Now, while we're waiting for the final vote to come in, you guys may or may not have seen this the other night. This is also 69. Prison Mike. Okay,
Tucker,
Prison Mike, guys. Now,
69.
There's some discrepancies in the grading scale because this is also an 11.5.
No, it has to be 69.
All right, okay, all right.
It's a majestic unblemished. That's a whole new grading scale. Okay, but that's Prison Mike. So you may or may not see these guys tomorrow's stream. So
All right, so I think the voting
All
is
right.
done, guys. It looks like we have a clear winner.
Who we got it? Who's I Love
Winner is
Lucy?
I Love Lucy.
I Love
And that
Lucy.
winner is
Who has I Love
ba, 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 ba.
Wolfpack?
Wolfpack Treasures.
All
Wolfpack
right,
Wolfpack.
Treasures.
am I allowed to reveal that one of the other packages
Absolutely,
might
because they
have
were
been
both
in
good.
Yeah.
Because they were both good.
Guys, all the packages were good today, I think.
Oh,
Wolfpack Treasures is the winner, guys. Go give Wolfpack Treasures.
Wolfpack.
For real?
He's also in
Double
another
win.
place.
It's a
He's
double
also
win.
first in another place.
That
Guys,
is
this
hilarious.
was not coordinated, I promise you.
Was not planned.
Or
Wait,
maybe
somebody tag
it was.
Wolfpack right now.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Guys, we are so thankful to have you on.
Yeah,
Let's see if
we're
we can get you back over
honored,
here.
guys. Honored to have you on. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Your
Guys,
Hey,
story.
what do you say, Tucker?
Thank you so much.
Gotta
one
have you
Thank
on
we
again.
love guys. We love you guys.
yeah,
Like,
you guys are amazing. Tucker, we have witnessed you growing and Ryan and the family over the last
Swipe,
year.
see their faces.
The last year and a half. Swipe over.
Swipe the chat away.
Okay, there
Swipe
you go.
right, swipe left.
Yeah.
Hey, one thing before we go. Tucker, tell us
Yeah.
one thing about yourself that nobody knows. Ooh, one thing about yourself
tell
that
him
nobody
about the
knows.
hat.
This hat?
All right, now tell one thing that nobody knows, and then tell them about the hat because I think the hat's really important.
I need to think. That's a hard one.
Tell them about the
One thing
hat.
about
I
yourself
have
that nobody
stashes.
knows.
All right, tell them about the hat.
This hat is how should I transform my business? It's always transforming to transform my business.
So when he had that done by Vintage Folios, and he had it all. You know who it is.
It's
You know,
awesome.
That's
It is
amazing.
so
awesome.
he does sell a lot of Transformers, but he thought about this and he said,
Oh, Brady, come on, Brady.
What happened? What happened?
Brady,
We
the
got
legend.
raided.
The legend by Brady.
Brady's
All right,
collectibles.
Yeah, Brady's Collectibles, another friend
Thank
of
you
the
so much
stream.
for that,
Amazing
Brady.
streamer, guys. Make sure you follow Brady.
And no,
Craziness.
not make sure. You better.
You
Yeah.
better. That's right.
Brady is
That's right.
Brady is awesome. We love that dude.
Such a good dude.
Brady's
Love
super
you,
good.
man. Thank you
I
so much
love
for
Brady,
Brady.
yeah.
You just missed a friggin' awesome story.
Guys,
We got to talk to Tucker.
if you're looking for collectibles,
Welcome
cards,
in, y'all. Welcome
coins,
in.
stop what you're doing. Go to Brady's stream. Show him some love. Give him a follow. He is really good at what he does, and he's very entertaining.
He's just a good dude.
And a good dude, yeah. Very good dude.
My wife and daughter are going to be in South Dakota in his city next week.
Oh,
No
it's
way,
so
really?
wild. Yes, it's so wild. We've been messaging him. He's like, "Where's the best place to eat?" He's like, "You got to go to this steak place." And I'm like, "What are the chances?" Tucker and I would go see him, but it's probably a little weird sending my daughter and Rebecca to go see him.
Look at that. Myrtle Beach
Myrtle
slippers.
said-
You inspire them, Tucker.
Oh, thank you.
But yeah, so he had this hat done to remind, not only does he sell Transformers, but that his business and him are always transforming and always evolving.
Yes. And it should.
That's the significance of that hat. So I don't know if anybody knows that, but that's
amazing.
Tucker,
that's a good.
Tucker, you have provided wisdom for a person 3 times your age today, my man.
Yes, you have. You really have.
Seriously, there's been some amazing nuggets. How to source people, how to build relationships, how to pay more than what's asked for, thinking outside the box, developing relationships where you live, and just creating a network of people that support what you do.
Yeah.
And it's not easy to do that, my man. It's not easy to do that.
I would say it's not competition, it's cooperation.
Yep.
Well, you
and I'll say that too. Even with the buying stuff, even when he hired his first employee that was like testing electronics, the guy asked for $12, and Tucker goes, "No, I'll give you 15."
You know why? Right. If I wanted to call him right now, he would answer.
Because he goes, "I know for the next 5 years that guy will answer my phone call."
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's like he's at 10 years old. He recognized that at 10 years old.
Right.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. Wisdom. But that's a credit to you, and what you did family to support him through a tough time, right? That's not some of that.
No, that comes from you guys.
Comes from
That
somewhere.
comes from your
That comes
parenting
from
too.
somewhere.
So you guys need to know that. You know, you guys are just as incredible as Tucker is.
Well, Ryan,
I like to say
Ryan,
I'm the
not so
worst
much
dad
you.
ever.
Not so
What?
much you, Ryan. You're not so much incredible.
I'm
Yeah,
bad
you are.
dad. Look right here, guys. Number
Yes.
one dad. Number one dad.
By the way, guys. By the way, this needs to be said. Ryan has the worst dad jokes in the history of ever.
Oh, by the way,
worst-
we're gonna start putting them in all of our packages.
Yes,
We're gonna start putting
jokes
all the
in
dad
history
jokes.
ever.
Instead of a thank you card, we're gonna put bad dad jokes. that is the new.
All right, so
we
guys,
love you guys. It's so much fun.
Amazing family. We are blessed to get a chance to know you guys on not only a whatnot level, but on a personal level. Tucker, your story is amazing, man. Very inspiring. You are amazing at your thought process.
I remember when he first came into our show. When we just started selling.
Yeah, I remember.
And you started buying because you saw all those toys. You were like, "Cat sleeping," and I was like. And I'm like, right? And then you go, I think you said you were 11.
That's right.
I
remember that.
Yeah.
I'm 11 years old. I'm a
12 years old.
reseller.
Yeah.
And we just stopped. We stopped everything. We're like, what?
Yeah.
You're what?
You were buying all kinds
that
of
was
stuff,
crazy.
man. That was
I
crazy.
would
I
sit
love
there
you
and
guys.
cook
I
dinner.
love your shows.
I would sit there and cook dinner, and he'd be on the couch like bidding on all your stuff, and that like honestly, the first times he started typing to you were some of the first things he ever wrote.
He ever learned.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Like,
That's awesome.
isn't that
That's so awesome.
like the like I was so scared when we went to Whatnot, right? I was so scared. I was like, oh my god, like what? All these things, all the bad things, like who would even like? I mean, you talk about kids streaming and like everything's horrible, right? Like they shouldn't be allowed to stream. He got kicked off of TikTok when he was 12.
I remember that.
He got kicked off of TikTok when he was 12 because he told Gary V stop arguing with people at yard sales. But this is a real story. This is a real story. He's like, I'm 12 years old and I do this, and I would never, whatever. And TikTok read, because you have to be 13 to stream, and TikTok read that he said he was 12 years old, and it shut down his account. So
do you feel like you're missing anything from that?
From TikTok?
Yeah.
I think. Oh, I don't know, Tucker.
I want to go back.
He doesn't love the content create.
I like short clips.
Yeah, he doesn't like. I mean, everybody in the world's tried to get him to create YouTube stuff, and I was like, I'm not editing it.
It's a grind.
He doesn't enjoy doing it, but he really enjoys Whatnot.
And
so
stick on the path that you're on right now, brother, because it's an amazing upward trajectory. Your channel is always amazing. You always have the coolest stuff.
Your guys' channel is amazing too.
If we're lucky and we catch you early enough in the stream, we get really good deals.
Right?
Until everybody gets in the room,
and we're like,
and they know what's up, and after that, it's a dogfight.
That's always happens to most people's shows.
That's everybody's show.
Everybody's show.
It is.
Yeah, I know, but I'm specifically talking about your shows where I can get $500 Transformer sets for really good money. So, but I don't think you can get that anymore like you used to. That was like a year ago. So.
Yeah. No, we love you guys.
Yeah, we love you guys, man. Thank you so much.
Coming on.
Love the family.
We love you guys.
We love you guys.
And everybody in here. Vinmod, Billy.
Oh, yeah. Tremendous.
Carolyn, everybody in here.
You guys
I can't.
Hopefully, as a group, all of us, you came away today with at least one amazing idea that you can implement in your business right now.
Right.
Because I know we talked about at least a half a dozen. Yeah. At least a half a dozen. Yeah. So,
and if there's anything anybody wants to ask, go ahead and
ask.
If
you guys
nothing's off the table. If anybody wants to ask something of Tucker,
you guys want to ask, as long as we're hang out, we'll hang out. You can ask questions.
You can ask anything you want.
Then I gotta go to the truck.
Time to call junk
removal.
Time to call junk removal. Any last minute questions, guys? We're here for it.
Tucker, can you adopt me?
Oh, I guess Diggin just got in. He wants to know what your best buy was.
Call that unit.
Explain the
vinyl.
unit.
The vinyl, right?
Well,
so here's like the visual. So I walk in the unit, I open it.
You want to pull it up?
I got video, yeah.
Tucker will pull it up on her phone. You can see it. But it was what he paid. Well, they wanted $300. He paid $400. There was 5,000 vinyl records, but there was also
2021.
20 different collections. Disney. It was all Linux Disney. There was 5,000 records. There was a
Well, that was one of the nuggets. One of the
Yeah.
nuggets was they offered 300, or they offered him a 300, and Tucker
Paid
paid a
400.
premium.
He said, "Now I'll give you 4."
Which,
right.
which, by the way, it's kind of hard to do that
Can't find it.
sometimes because we are programmed as resellers to pay the least amount possible.
Here we go.
But long-term thinking is I'll pay you a premium because anytime that person has something else, the very first person they're going to think about is the person that paid a premium.
Yep. Absolutely.
Oh, here's the locker. He's got it right up here.
Oh,
That was his best one.
There it is.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
He bought that when he was 10.
This is a $3,000 steam engine.
He still hasn't sold that. That lantern there was actually on an 1800s steam engine. It's in his room right now.
Wow.
It's in his room right now, actually. Like, so a lot of this locker.
There's the fire hat.
There's the fire hat.
Let's go.
There it is.
Then.
See, right here. Here's the fire. That's the fire hat.
Someone just found a bag of their son's Pokemon cards from 30 years ago. How do I know if they're valuable?
Oh, don't worry. Send them to me. Send them to me. Don't worry. Hey, listen. Forget about them. They don't know what they're doing.
Look.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Those were the guns in that locker.
Nice.
Yeah,
is that a 45?
Yeah, they were police issue 45s. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, this is
don't
favorite,
worry about Tucker and Ryan have no idea what they're doing.
Leavenworth and Yuma.
He had shackles from Leavenworth, Yuma, Alcatraz.
Get out of here.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, he has those in his room. Like, there's so much stuff that he just kept.
Holy crap.
But it was like almost 50,000 and counting. Like, we're still, it's 4 years later.
Oh, look at this piece. Look at this piece. Linux.
There was 20 different collections. It was trains. It was police fire. There was over 100 vintage police badges. So
back to the person that was asking about
advice to
people know if their Pokemon are valuable. Well, I think the place to start is the thing about Pokemon though is
it
their
fake?
Condition. Their condition. You got to start there.
And is it fake?
Especially if they're 30-year Pokemon cards. Are they played? Are they not played? Because that makes the biggest difference,
right?
On what their cost, on what their value is.
There was about a couple hundred of these too.
Oh man, those are always good.
Nice.
And then somebody just asked. Okay.
Yeah. So look up that card on eBay and kind of see.
Advice.
That's where you basically start.
Advice.
And then someone asked, Baby Girl Steph asked, advice to people who may not have access to lockers. Oh, girl, I wish you were in here earlier.
I don't know. So Tucker has never been on a locker.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
We had that whole conversation.
Oh, so can I tell you a crazy story? I found my dog. My best pick is actually my dog.
He got his dog on a pick. Yeah, that's true.
Are you serious?
Yeah, no, legit. Yeah.
Did you say I'll take all the toys and the dog?
Yeah. That was back when he was doing antiques, so it was like he was selling like card catalogs.
Not a dog and a doodle.
Yeah.
So hold on. So Brady and Baby Girl Steph and all that just came in. So what we were talking about earlier is they've never bought a lock. Well,
they've never bought it.
They never bid on a locker.
Right.
They never bid on a locker. Right. So some of the ideas that were tossed around for those who are just coming in the chat were building relationship with junk removal companies, real estate agents, house flippers,
organizers,
local businesses, jewelry stores, other locker buyers.
Yep.
Yeah.
But some of your most fruitful relationships are with junk removal.
I got an interesting one.
And networking
for other people.
I'll tell you the two craziest things that we did not buy because he did not have enough money that literally walked in the door.
Number one, Spider-Man.
What?
We had the first 40 X-Men and Spider-Man comics from the 60s walk through our front door when he was 9 years old. So
number one, Spider-Man. That's crazy.
No, the first 40 Spider-Man and X-Men.
I had pictures of it.
The whole series?
Walked in. So here's what happened. This is a hysterical story. So
I see your phone.
Yeah, my phone's right there, jerk. So no, for real. So when COVID was happening, he was like 9 years old, and our neighbor, our neighbor would put out like Bose speakers in the trash and like Trek mountain bikes and like all sorts of craziness. And
That's what happens
Tucker
when you
at
live in
9
Beverly
years
Hills,
old would
man.
go dig through all their trash and go sell it on eBay. And
Right.
finally, the neighbor comes and she pulls me to the side. She goes, "Why is your kid digging through my trash?" And I said because I was like, he's selling your trash on eBay. And she's like, you're shitting me, right? And I'm like, no. She goes, I got these comic books. Will you guys take a look at them? And she goes, do people actually collect these? Like, are they worth any money? And she dropped the first 40 X-Men. And we looked at her because he does not have enough money. I do not have enough money to pay for these. Like, and they were not in good shape. They were, I mean, the ones were like ripped. Like, I mean,
Right.
I think they were like a 0.5 grade or whatever. But yeah,
Wow.
paid for her son's college.
Yeah, but a 0.5 grade.
On a
Realistically, what
Spider-Man
is that?
1 or an X-Men 1 is still. I mean, it was still. I was like, do you guys realize if these were in good shape, you dropped $1 million on my table?
Right.
And she was like, really?
Another one is Michael Jordan rookie card.
Well, no, you had 2 Mickey Mantle rookie cards show up, and then what's it called? And another
You know what
one.
I don't appreciate, Ryan? Here's
What?
what I don't appreciate.
What?
I don't appreciate the casual manner in your saying this. That's what I do not appreciate.
We
We
appreciate
had
the
Spider-Man 1 through
attitude.
40. You got a couple rookie, Mickey Mantles, but that's neither here nor there. Like, come on, bro.
Nah, it's just so amazing.
Well,
Seriously?
he couldn't buy those at the time either. And then he had, what was the other? Oh, so but now it is funny, the comic collection that he got, like the one that was signed by like Todd McFarlane, and not the most recent one, but the neighbor, he again came from the neighbor. Number Spider-Man 300 signed by Todd McFarlane, all of those came from the neighbor 2 doors down. And Tucker, what did you say to him? What did you say to him?
I said, "There's money here." You know what happened? He was donate them to the library.
He was literally gonna. So Tucker asked him. He's like, my kid. He goes, the kids just graduated high school, and he knew that they had like a bunch of really good.
So I said, "He got any toys?"
And so he went. He's like, don't I'll buy all of their old toys because they had like Star Wars Lego stuff and that type of stuff.
Right.
And so, he's like, oh, we're just going to go donate them to wherever. And Tucker's like, no, I'll pay you real money for him. And he did. He paid him real money. He goes, well, I had all these comic books in the basement that I went to the comic store and they offered him $300 in credit. And the first one we pulled out was Spider-Man 300 signed by Todd McFarlane. So it was like, it was 20,000 comics. There was it was, no, I don't know if it was 20. It was probably closer to
And you
20.
know what, Tucker? That goes back to what you were saying was, I want to see what's in the house. When I go to yard sales,
I want to see what's in the house.
I want to see what's in the house.
Not what's in the garage.
Right, that's exactly right. Right.
And he learned, and he learned a little bit of that. And I don't know, this person doesn't get enough credit. Do you guys know Mr. Buys a Lot? Do you know him?
Well, you've talked about him before in the conversations we had offline.
Yeah,
and he had a really good, really big influence.
Yeah, we've chatted. We've seen him in passing and stuff on the app, but not that much, not that well.
Brian. I mean, you want to talk about? We've been up. I mean, Tucker went through his warehouse when he was 9, and he always jokes. And he had at one point $80 million listed on eBay, 280,000 listings.
Dude, that's a lot.
I mean, when you look at his stream, you would never know. I mean,
Right.
5 Michael Jordan rookie cards.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. He has some of the craziest stuff. He always jokes that Tucker's going to be the person that will buy him out.
The poster collection is insane.
But
so you've learned a lot from him, is what you're saying?
Funny.
You've learned a lot from
reaction.
Mr. Buys a Lot.
Oh, casually, I have a John Wilkes. I have a
the Mark Twain.
Mark Twain book. Just
he had two of them signed by Mark Twain.
I can't find it. I'm sorry.
But
it's $100,000. I can't find it.
But
it's somewhere in there.
We are in
casually says I can't find it.
Yeah,
we're in the wrong part of town or the wrong part of country.
We already said we're going to come visit you guys.
Because if I
are you guys going to come to the seller
Yes, let's talk about that before we leave. Let's talk about that. So there's another seller meetup that's going to be. You guys are going to Maryland?
Oh yeah. We've been trying to get up to see Abandoned Treasures anyway.
Abandoned Treasures and Corey, they're basically spearheading that.
Do you know what's hysterical?
Yeah.
How do you sign up? How do you sign up? Because he keeps asking. The old man keeps asking.
Yeah.
What's the question?
Are you going to be there digging for gold? Because we'd love to meet you too.
Okay, yeah, we're definitely going to try. We're going to try to be there.
The old man doesn't know how to sign up, so he needs to know.
Old man.
Just all you got to do is message Abandoned Treasures and she'll send you a link.
Yep.
Well, you know what's crazy too about Abandoned Treasures is we know tons of people that we sell all the same, like so Matt, all the electronics Tucker has that we don't want to ship goes Matt, and they sell Matt all of their electronics too. So we know it's like a
circle.
It's like a circle. We know all the same.
So they live kind of close to you.
Yeah, they're up in Maryland, up in like Frederick.
Okay.
Yeah, so we actually almost met Corey up there one time, but we just didn't when he first ran the stream.
I need to go upstairs to get to work.
What? He has to unload. We have to unload the truck from the house today. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, you guys got work to do.
We literally.
I just want to say thank you again.
We don't even know.
I love you guys.
Yeah, we love you. Oh.
All right, who got it?
Okay. Whoa. Okay.
I think that might have been an accident.
Maybe. I'm not sure. Red line apparently works.
What is happening right now?
Holy shit.
All right, we're gonna raise somebody. Guys, get in that Gibby.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much.
I'm not even gonna say it.
Thank you all. We love you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Tucker, love you. Ryan, love you. The whole family is amazing.
We love you guys.
Guys, get to work. Do what you gotta do.
I'm gonna draw. Let's raise somebody. Guys, who's on? Who can we raid?
I didn't.
Who can we raid?
Go look.
Give us somebody. We love you, Billy. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you.
Billy, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Let's raid
Abandoned. Let's do it. All right, hold on. Draw winner. Hold on.
See
and
you
we're
guys.
gonna raid Blocker.
Oh, Wreck-It Ralph's on too.
And Abandoned.
Why don't we raid Wreck-It Ralph?
I want to do Ralph. You guys want to do Ralph?
Where's Ralph?
We did do Blocker last time.
He's not on that.
Okay, we'll do Ralph. Let's do Wreck-It Ralph. Guys, put some bumblebees.
Is he on?
Bumblebees in that chat. Where the hell am I going? Here I am.
Is he on? Love you guys.
Love you guys. Thank you so much for coming on.
We appreciate you so much.
We'll talk to you soon.
Yep.
Bye. Bye.